You asked for it, we're back. It's the LaserDisc Wolfpack THX CAV Special Limited Edition podcast, now featuring DTS on side 2. And without any further ado, the man who bought a lot of LaserDiscs and made this thing happen, Ryan Cushing.
Thank you. I'm Ryan Cushing, and my intervention last week really helped me. I cut down, and I have 100 less LaserDiscs than last week, and I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I'm really excited about this. Passing it off to Peter Biancardi.
I didn't warm up or anything. I don't know what to say, but hello, everyone.
Peter, welcome.
What up, dog? So,
yes. Sign guy Dudley.
This is where you're supposed to pass it off to the next person on the screen, Peter.
Well, we should have rehearsed then.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Chris Altman, go.
Hey, I'm Chris Altman. I'm man, so glad to be here, guys. Thanks for the invite, man. Hope I can talk some LaserDisc with y'all and show off some good stuff. And I don't know, glad to be here. I wish we would have rehearsed this as well. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Bill.
All right, hey, everybody. Bill here, back for round 2.
Use your real voice, Bill. Use the real voice.
Cool shit. I got a couple of tricks in store for you guys this week.
Oh,
yeah, hope everybody's excited for that. Let's pass it off to Vinny.
Hey, Vinny Onorati. I'm here representing the LaserDisc Forever group. I'm an admin there. I'm just here to make sure everything is copacetic. I've got a 7-second delay in case someone says something disparaging. We don't want to get sued for libel. We know how that can happen, but thanks for having me. Glad to talk LaserDisc with the only 7 or 8 people I know who want to talk about them.
Nice.
Heel turn coming.
And Trevor.
Oh, no.
Hey, how we doing? This is Trevor. I'm just here backstage at the VFW Hall. Go on in about 45 minutes, so we gotta do what we have to get this thing done. But just here, talk some LaserDisc. Actually watched a few of them. One terrible one, but a couple good ones. So I'll pass it over to Maxeene.
Nice.
Hi guys, whoever's out there. Oh wait, I don't know if lost my camera view. Sorry. Okay. I'm out here in California. It's a less hot day. There's no construction going on right now. And I just came fresh from a insane pickup party. Drove a 3-hour round trip. So lots of goodies to talk about.
Nice. I heard you were hobnobbing with some special people today too, so that's pretty cool.
It was fun. It was fun.
Excellent.
All right. So I guess our next big thing is we're going to go ahead and announce a raffle because of this. Peter, do you want to cover the details of the raffle item, and then we'll pass it off to Sam as to how to get into this?
Well, we're not going to raffle off this player here. But
are you sure?
I'm sure. Yeah, you see. Try next week. He might.
You're right. Wait till you see what Bill has to say. I do have an LDS1 in the other room there that we're going to raffle off to benefit the Sam Hatch Sony Muse Fund.
I did not solicit this, for the record. This just came at me. So, but I mean, yeah, I won't turn it down. That's for sure. I need a Sony Muse.
Cat's getting ready to do some scratching on that turntable.
Isn't he?
Watch out. Watch out, kitty cat.
Yeah, let's keep the animal violence out of the video.
Truth.
So what we're going to do is for the raffle is we'll end up having a post in LaserDisc Forever, and it's a $5 entry, unlimited entries. If you want to enter 100 times, which Sam is really hoping you do,
yeah, go for it.
100 entries into a raffle to win this player. So look forward to a post probably after this video drops, maybe a day or so after, maybe even right after. But Sam will give you the details on how you sign up.
Yeah. Am I giving those right now, or am I giving them on the LaserDisc Forever page later?
We'll let you give them on the LaserDisc Forever page later so you can have them all typed out and clean. And We're not
Sounds cool.
having to correct it 5 times.
Fair enough. But I do recommend the LDS one. That's my like go-to sleepy bedtime player, and it's like one of those players that once you hit play, it's going to spin up. There's going to be no problems, and it's it's quality stuff. So I recommend getting it from Peter. I mean,
it really,
it's in my
really
best
is a
interest.
beautiful player.
Yeah, I mean, man.
Absolutely.
It's a shame it'll break in shipping.
Oh no, not this one.
Yeah, Peter shipped one to me, and it didn't break, so I can vouch for that.
Same here.
And if you drop this one on your
I-
foot,
like-
Vince,
like
it'll
4
hurt.
times.
That's true. I don't want to drop that one. I did drop a player on my foot.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah, the 1010 with the supposed red laser. So that's in the graveyard.
Debunked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fake news.
Red
Oh, good.
laser.
Good.
I'd hate for the first comment to be on YouTube. What? That's got a red laser?
Yeah.
Price of 1010 skyrockets.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hidden use playback.
Yeah, it can play 4Ks. It can do all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
This is not April Fool's Day.
Oh man, that's going to be a bad podcast.
Oh God.
Nothing but nonsense.
Awesome. Well, moving on past our announcement last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, we talked about some music discs momentarily, and we decided to, go ahead and talk about some of our favorite music discs because, we don't give them enough love and show them enough screen time. So we're going to go around and everybody's going to show off some cool discs. So pass it off to Sam.
All right, I'm going in. I'm going to do different ones than I did on the Laser Discotheque podcast, in case anybody ever watched that. Those still stand as my top 5 favorites, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And let's see. Do I have them? Yes. I'm going to start off with something Vinny can probably hang with. Thomas Dolby, the golden age of video. I picked a bunch of stuff I in the past couple of years, so it's all new to me. But all his videos, Thomas Dolby's, just killer synth pop stuff from the early to mid '80s, and don't want to get this too glary, but lots of all the killer hits and stuff. She blinded me with science in there, and Airhead's a good jam. It's got a duet with Ryuichi Sakamoto, which I dig, and then because Chris thinks I'm a pussy now, I got to mix it up with Video Meltdown, which is this thing is beat and the corner's clipped, but it's from when Metal Blade and Enigma Music were teamed up together, and it's just like it's a bunch of music videos, but it features Fate's Warning from my home state of Connecticut, Lizzie Borden, DRI, Candlemass, Armored Saint, Trouble, Bitch, Mozzie, Anvil, and then extra track from Fate's Warning. Yeah, and then in between, it's got everybody hanging out in the Metal Blade office, like messing around with Brian Slagle, and it's just too cool. So it's really beat, but that's okay. It just gives it more character.
It's worth $3.99 in Italy.
Oh man, at least. And since Pulse was on my other one, I'm gonna have to mix it up and do Delicate Sound of Thunder. I left the Obi strip over in the corner. Sorry about that. This is the Japanese release. It's pretty much similar to Pulse, the same kind of stage thing. Well, my neighbors are jamming some tunes on their car out there. But it does have Rachel Fury on background vocals, who like a ton of dudes watching this like fell in love with in the 80s. And it's a little dark overall, but still killer stuff and lots of momentary lapse of reason stuff if that's your bag. The American one has one track, I think, Time, that's not on this Japanese one, but yeah, some Floyd. And what else? Yeah, keeping it art house. Roxy Music, which is literally a bunch of dudes like that met at art school.
Awesome.
And this is not all full performances. It usually kind of has like 2/3 of a performance. It's kind of a documentary, but it's mostly just footage from TV shows and interviews like that. Nobody actually sat them down and talked over this particular release. It says it goes from 1972 to 82, but it goes all the way past that into Brian Ferry's solo stuff. But if you dig all the old crazy stuff where they were in full glam and Brian Eno's cranking away on his synthesizer and stuff. I don't know if you can see probably. There's the dudes down there. So I'd spin that one a lot. And finally, Yellow Magic Orchestra. Again, not metal, sorry. Ryuichi Sakamoto and Hiromi Hosono and what can I think of the drummer? He's amazing. Yukihiro Takahashi. Totally in the pocket, and this is like short, sweet. The video quality is pretty bad because it's like late 1970s video, but it sounds great, and they're just cooking. It's really good stuff. And there is another version called Complete Hurrah with like way more tracks, but that tends to be like hard to find. So someday I'll find it on Yahoo Auction Japan at some point. So that's it. That's my videos.
Can I tell you? I'll tell you a quick Thomas Dolby story.
Ooh, all right, go.
Yeah, it's quick. Mid-90s, I went to a Yahoo music conference, one of their first sort of internet conferences, and Dolby was a keynote. And he actually said to the audience, I can see a world one day where the artist goes directly to the consumer and bypasses the label. And this is a room full of label people, and everyone just sort of booed him and laughed. And he was right.
Nice. We'll put him in the
I
hall.
hope he's making a living.
Yeah, I know he's still was touring, but used to come through Boston on a regular basis. But I haven't heard. He doesn't really do much like new albums or anything. But very cool.
Thinking about bands during COVID, it was hard enough before. They had a tour every day basically to make any money, and now they're sort of stuck.
Yep, down the tubes.
Oh man, I miss live music, man. Like I'm itching bad for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy watching like artists on like Facebook Live asking for Venmo and stuff. It's just it feels weird, like just not the same.
That said, my PayPal link is
they're getting residuals from all these Laserdiscs we're buying, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, and not the 4K remasters, just the secondhand market.
Standard def.
Awesome. Well, I'll go next. First one I grabbed was the AC3 Song Remains the Same. This one is hard to find. Great concert. Kind of batshit when it came out when you look at like what they were doing in it with the shot videos and everything, but just really, really cool. And it sounds great. And it's one of only a couple Zeppelin releases, I think. So, it's that's the one to have. Moving forward, I got some Van Hagar.
Nice.
I love this disc. Great sound, great concert. This was right before, they all blew up and hated each other. I think this was, like 94, 95, 91, 92. So they hadn't quite come out with Balance yet, but they were probably, the cracks were starting to form, I assume. But just a great one. Moving on, I've got the Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. This is just a great disc. Like, if you've never heard this is like peak Talking Heads. And I really enjoy just putting it on whenever. And these are in no particular order. One of the first music discs I ever tracked down, Bruce Willis, The Return of Bruno. This is peak 80s excess. And it's Japanese only, and I found a copy in like France and it didn't have an obi in the picture, but it was tucked inside, and I'm just like, man, this is the coolest thing ever. And the Michael J. Fox segments in it are fantastic. Like, everything about it is great. So
I definitely recorded that off TV when it was on.
Yeah, I watched that on HBO when it dropped too.
It was an HBO special.
Yep.
Just great. And then
slightly better than the Don Johnson special.
You mean Heartbeat?
Heartbeat.
That one I looked at, but I'm like, that's not top 5. That's good, but
yeah.
And then number 5, I've got the Bon Jovi Destination Anywhere film, which is his solo stuff, and it's ridiculous. And I had to pick it because like it was hard for me to find one of these because I mean it's like complete excess because it's not the band, it's John Bon Jovi solo, but you've got Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore, and it's like a film. Like, has anyone else ever seen it?
No.
Oh my gosh. No. Track it down, find it on YouTube or something. It's
I'm good.
I knew it. I had to save that. And then I do have one redeeming thing. I'm going to sneak it in. It's only an 8-inch disc, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
It's the Motorhead 8-inch disc. So I found this in like a collection, and it was like all this like pop stuff, and then a Motorhead 8-inch, and I'm like, score. So
Perfect.
I'll pass it off to Peter.
Respect.
All
Peter.
right. I will start off with, and let me first say that these are the 5 best music discs that I own. My 5 favorite ones are actually stuck in Italy with the rest of them. So, Eagles, Hell Freezes Over, DTS. This is one of the
very nice,
best sounding music discs I've ever heard. Best sounding DTS disc. Really, really amazing.
But it still sounds like the Eagles?
Absolutely. I thought this was Vincent style.
Man.
This is highbrow.
Great band. Great band.
Yeah, I respect them, but I don't know. I'm never in the mood to just listen to the Eagles.
That's highbrow stuff.
I saw them like 2 years ago. They were great.
Yeah.
Joe Walsh still crushes it.
Joe Walsh is
for sure.
fun.
And then I picked Motley Crue, the videos. This was one that the famous Italian seller was trying to get me for hundreds of dollars, and it really cost like $15 on Yahoo. So
good score.
This one, go ahead.
I was going to say, as a PSA, don't pay $500 on eBay for your music discs, for the love of God. So if you're ever contemplating that, ask around. Don't do it.
No.
Can I ask Ryan, as a experienced seller, why are music discs so much more expensive than movies?
They're not.
Well, I don't think people know how to find them. And a lot of the really cool ones are imports. So there's not a lot of them, but there's a supply if you put some effort into it.
The TELP ones are tough. The thrash metal releases, those are a beast to find. I know Bill's got one, that punk. I think he's got at least one. So I hope to see it later.
Yeah, I didn't bring the Doomsday one. I've taunted you guys enough with that one.
Ah, you bastard.
Go ahead, Peter.
This one is absolutely one of my favorites. Warrant.
Awesome. I know where that came from.
Concert film, and it's got the video for Heaven in it. Really cool disc.
I think I traded that for a 10,000 Maniacs one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Totally metal.
Lizzie Borden. I had to buy 2 of these. The first one came cracked, so I'm actually going to frame it because the cover's so cool.
Nice.
Awesome disc. And last, but definitely not least, the hardest to find, and I had to wait a while for, Striper live in Japan.
Nice. You got the yellow and black attack.
Absolutely. To hell with the devil, brother. And I will pass it on to Chris Altman.
All right. Appreciate it, Peter. All right. So I picked
yeah, Bill just bounced or something.
So.
We'll find him again.
He got scared.
He's probably catching some waves.
He's probably going to get that disc I knew that he had. That he's like, oh shit, I forgot it. Yeah, Megadeth.
There you go.
So my here's my top 5 in my collection. I feel like I got some good stuff, man. But like you said, Sam said earlier, those Telp discs, man. Those are what I want. I'll be going for those. So
yeah, man. Keep
your eye out. So this is pretty much like the essential Megadeth in a nutshell. Like it's 6 songs, like, and it's the 6 that you know. Imported Japanese disc, great album art. This has like the Peace Cells, Wake Up Dead, Holy Wars, and like Hangar 18. Great disc. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm glad to have this one. So the next one is actually
very politically incorrect commentary on it, also, doesn't it?
Oh, from Dave?
I believe so.
The interviews, yeah, they're hilarious.
Before he became Christian, yeah. He actually played good songs live. Yeah, miss those days. All right, so my next one is actually 2 disc in one, so I have 6 total. This one is all right. So this is Black Sabbath Volume 1.
Nice.
And this is basically like all the Ozzy stuff. I mean, this is the one you want. This is the good stuff, man. It's got all kind of cool interviews, man. I don't know. I'm really glad to have this one. And with that, is Volume 2.
Of course.
With the hype sticker. I don't believe he's had Obi strips. I haven't seen them.
No, I don't think
I believe they had yeah. So anyway, this is the Dio era and everybody else. Still great stuff, man. Great band. I mean, this is like what got me into music. You know what I mean? Like you got, it's like the trifecta, man. Zeppelin, Deep Purple, and Sabbath, man. You can't go wrong. You know.
Nice. Got some Tony Martin on there?
Yeah, I think so. I
Nice.
believe so.
Very underrated.
This one I consider oh yeah, for sure. For sure. They had quite a few guys there at the end. It was good though.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. I mean, all of it. The whole discography, man. Great band. I mean, I don't know. They just keep going. I haven't seen them live, man. I really want to though. But this band I've seen a couple times, and I consider this the best live album ever. And it's Iron Maiden, Live After Death.
Hell yeah.
This is a great one, man. I mean, you got Eddie, you got all their good stuff on here. I don't know that I can really say much. What you got? Go ahead,
I've got
Peter.
a question on that. Because what I was doing, and you guys might have seen me post a waveform, I was trying to do a comparison between LaserDisc audio and the vinyl recording. So I did a capture of Rhymo the Ancient Mariner off of that disc, plus off of the vinyl, and there's a completely different intro that Bruce says. So is it a different concert on the two? I assumed it was the exact same because it's Live After Death.
I would assume it is.
They played like 4 nights though, didn't they, at Long Beach? So it could be like a different night or something.
I could capture like the first 30 seconds or something, but it's a completely different intro to the song.
So
yeah,
there's like a world slavery. I think there might be a couple different versions out. It's interesting you say that. This is actually the world slavery tour, and I have a Japanese CD of this also. It doesn't have as many tracks on it, I believe. So that could be true. Anyway, I don't know. Why don't you find that out,
Maybe they
Peter?
filmed only a couple nights and they recorded like all of them.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, so the next one, you know, everyone loves Maiden, but like honestly, this is my favorite band. Judas Priest.
Yes.
Oh man, this is a great one too, man. This has got all the good stuff, you know, all the leather, all the biker stuff, all the great Halford, everything, man. This is another Japanese import, beautiful artwork. One of those ones you just really don't see often. I don't know. Great disc. I'm glad to have it. So my I guess if you had thank you. So I guess like my number one disc, like I've worn this thing out, man. I've watched it. This is probably the laser disc I've watched the most. And I feel like I kind of really like scored big time. I think the guy knew what he had when he gave it to me, but I'm not sure. But that would be Wasp.
I know who that guy is.
I mean, man, I got such a great deal on this. Like I don't even know what it was. It was so cheap. But anyway, beautiful disc. Blackie Lawless is amazing. This is them in their prime. It is amazing. This is on, I believe, YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. Like it's man, the stage presence he brings is like, it's uncanny. Like he works it. It's great. You know, it's got all their good songs on it. I don't know, man. This is my favorite, and I thank you, Sam.
You're welcome
for making that trade because that was awesome.
I drove a few hours to get that just for you.
There's a Wasp disc, not that one.
I appreciate it.
That popped up on eBay today, and I just went in and I put what I thought was a substantial bid, and within about 30 seconds, I got the email, "You've been outbid."
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I can accept that. If somebody else is going to bid higher, then that's truly what it's worth.
Yeah. Snap.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and that's my stuff. So I thank you for letting me show. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Bill.
All right.
Where's Bill? What's he doing?
I'm here. I'm back. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. We had a power it's going right now. All right, so I got my 5 favorite music discs right here. The last one I'm gonna show is kind of crazy, but we don't want to jump ahead. Let's just dive right in. This boy right here. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah. Live in Pompeii, the nice Japanese edition.
Awesome.
Little known fact: most of the United States copies have terrible rot. I forget which one it is. The pink cover one. has like pretty bad video rot, at least in my experience. I saw 2 bad ones come through and leave my collection real quick. And then the silver band one too had really bad audio rot. Digital won't even play. It took me freaking 4 copies to get a nice clean one of this. It's awesome.
Ooh.
I recommend picking up live at Pompeii, but make sure you get a Japanese one. The United States ones are all just junk at this point. Another pretty sweet one. A Japanese press.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
Nice.
Yeah, you already know. The corner, no more color tour.
Ah, so jealous.
Dude, who's got that in their collection? Come on.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful. It's got, really good picture, really good audio. This one just rips. Super technical, if you like that kind of thrash.
Great band. Great
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
We're gonna walk off now.
Yeah.
Let's flounce. Flip a table.
Well, hold up.
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Little ST.
Ah, nice.
Oh shit.
Dude, who likes ST here? Anybody? I like ST. This is my jam right here. We spun this on New Year's with my buddy Grover. He's like the world's biggest ST fan. This guy's probably seen him like 35 times live. I
Damn.
saw him live with
Wow.
him, back in September. Great show. He was going bonkers over the time. He's doing a mosh pit in front of my projection screen. This video is super, super
Oh
cool.
no.
I like their music videos. It's got weird interviews. The Skate or Die video, or what is it?
Possessed to skate.
They do like a whole behind the scenes, like in the house that they turned into like the skate, setup. It's pretty sick. If you can find it, check it out. I think it's on YouTube. VHSs exist too. Those are a little more common. This next jam is I think this is my favorite. I'll save the last one, which is sort of my favorite too, but this is definitely my favorite right here.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like showing up live. So this is technically a live video, and it's pretty cool in that it's like live video footage. It's like, old school metal concert. There's no security bullshit where you can't touch the stage. They've got this huge fence in the front. There's like homies climbing up it, crowd surfing off. Al Jorgensen's going crazy. Like the whole show is on point. The one thing that's kind of a bum out, one of my good buddies is a musician. He's a huge fan of Ministry. We were watching this pretty analytically one night, and he claims that it's CD recording for the music spliced on top of live footage, so kind of like a music video. I don't know what the real deal is, if it is actually live or if it's CD. Either way, it's totally badass. You guys can find a copy of this. Try to pick it up.
That was in my top 5 on the podcast, for the record. So that's the only reason I didn't include it tonight, because I want to mix it up.
I've watched that one probably 1,000 times. I get like super excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this last homie, hang on, I gotta pull it
Oh
up.
God, what is this?
Here.
What do you got?
Altman's waiting.
So this is technically my favorite one because it's a white label.
Oh damn.
I know what this is.
Can you guys see it? All right, so it says Breakthrough New Music Review, January 1995. This is one of those discs for those like music video kiosks that they used to have in record stores. Like Sam Goody would have them, and Suncoast Video, and like those types of stores.
Cool.
It's just music videos. Then I guess you could go up to it, you hit a button, and it would just jump to the chapter and play you the music clip for whatever artist you wanted. It's a totally random collection of videos. There's no rhyme or reason to like the artists on there that I can figure out. At least they're all from different labels, but it seems like they purchased different spots per artist depending on like what label wanted to promote the artist more. So this video's got Biohazard on it. It's got State of the World Address.
Oh shit.
The music video for that. It's only like a 2-minute clip though. It's not the whole thing, which is kind of weird. And it's got a couple of just like audio only Biohazard tracks off that same album. I'm forgetting which tracks it's got. It's got a Corrosion of Conformity track on here, which is pretty cool. But the reason it's my #1 disc is this has Slayer's Ditto.
Yep.
That's what I was about to
There
say.
it
Isn't that
is.
the Slayer one?
Oh,
Slayer on LaserDisc. I don't think there's any other Slayer on LaserDisc outside
Nope.
no.
here. And I'm a super
But
Slayer.
there's 8,000 opera discs.
Yeah.
Right?
One weird little glimpse of Slayer on Laser. So there it is. Those are my top 5.
Mad jelly. Mad jelly.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thanks. So I
Respect.
had the technical difficulties there. I don't know who didn't get to go yet. Any volunteers for me to pass it to?
You're passing it back to Vinny, I believe.
All right, Vinny.
Yep.
You.
You guys already named all mine.
Aw.
No, just kidding. You could probably guess half of mine.
Here come the opera discs, Chris.
Oh,
Oh, you know, let me kill my background. Let me stop my virtual background. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Last Waltz. Best concert film of all time? 1 or 2? Stop Making Sense. Give Me Shelter is probably the top 3, depending on your mood. For me, there's nothing great about this disc. It's an old MGM pressing, but there's only this in the Japanese one. So I have this just to be completist, but I don't. I've got the Blu-ray. So if I'm going to watch it, that's what I'm playing. But this is, it's a must-see for everyone. It's probably one of the most amazing concerts ever filmed, and it was very groundbreaking at the time for just the way they shot it. They shot it their last show live in San Francisco. Guest appearances by everyone you can think of, from Van Morrison to Clapton to Joni Mitchell. It's an all-star game, really incredible. I wish there were a better version on LaserDisc, but this is it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't reissue that in the 90s or something with AC3.
Yeah. Another live concert recording, of course, Depeche Mode 101.
Nice.
This was recorded at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena at the end of their U.S. tour, which was a pretty big deal at the time, because these are one of these bands that were kind of sneaky and no one realized how big they were, and then they sell out the Rose Bowl and they're like, oh, wow, better pay attention to them. And this was way before Violator and Personal Jesus, and that's when they got on a lot of people's radar. And it was directed by D.A. Pennebaker, so it's a legit concert road documentary. Pennebaker did Don't Look Now, the Dylan doc, and he just passed away, I think it was last year. So fun, watching it now, it predates the real world, but it's essentially that idea. They picked a bunch of fans from the New York area, put them on a bus. They document the fans on the bus heading to LA, and they document the band going across country. But there's little to no drama with the kids and the fans. So this is before like real world and before people realized, wow, we got to manufacture shit for people to be interested. So they didn't really get a lot of that. So it's kind of boring for that part of it. But the show itself is great, and the music stuff is good. And they focus a lot on sort of the mechanics of touring. And you see a lot of backstage footage of them counting merch money and hitting the calculator and all this stuff. So it's pretty cool for that.
Very nice.
Let's go. Skills to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys.
Tight.
So this is Paul's Boutique era Beastie Boys, which is the best Beastie Boys. I've been thinking about this a lot recently because of the Apple TV Spike Jonze doc. Has anyone seen that? Gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It's Apple TV Plus exclusive, so if you have it, it's definitely worth watching. I was at the first show of that tour when they started recording that, but the one in the doc, I think, is their last night in might be in Brooklyn as well. But it's great. It's basically Ad Rock and Mike D on stage doing their book, essentially an audiobook version, just sort of telling their stories, but intercut with tons of real footage and clips, and a really long MCA homage at the end. That's amazing. So, I mean, Paul's Boutique is really the sort of Sgt. Pepper of rap. And these are all just the wacky videos. They sort of pioneered the fisheye lens, and it's all those weird videos, and then some live stuff, and even some of the early hardcore stuff is on here. Egg Raid on Mojo's on here. Holy Snappers, so you get to see them as their punk incarnation. And this is going to be weird, but my next 2 discs I don't even own. So let me explain. So there's this band Level 42. I don't know if anyone's a fan.
Of course.
But they're an incredible English, one of probably the best bass player around. And this is just their greatest hits video collection. But they have a live at Wembley disc that was amazing, and I used to play it all the time at Laserland. And then I just never got it, and I think I had the CD. So it's just one I have in my wish list constantly, my watch list on eBay, and it's always like $50 or more. And I'm just like, I don't want to pay that. But it's the same like 2 or 3 ones from the UK it's Japanese disc. And I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. But someday I will. That's one that I want.
Yeah, I don't see Level 42 discs often, so I'll keep an eye out.
Right. And the other one is I don't even have it. I have nothing to show you. I have the DVD, but it's Paul Simon's Graceland, the African concert. So now at that time, I was too cool for that record. I'm listening to the Smiths and The Cure and whatnot. But my manager at Laserland, man, he played that thing every day. And by the end, I just I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. And to me, that's the Graceland record. That that's how I heard that record. So now when I hear the album, it all sounds much slower.
It's
like
weird,
I love
yeah.
the live version so much better than the studio versions. So that's just one I never bought, but I did at the time. I remember hooking up my cassette player to the LaserDisc player and recording the concert on cassette. So I still have the cassette recording of that show, and then I have the DVD. So one day I'll get that just to have it. But yeah, that's probably my favorite one.
Should have
There
never
you go.
sold Laserland.
I know. Shouldn't have
I
sold
know,
it to
I shouldn't
Moikey.
have. I shouldn't have. Yeah, you guys should probably drink. You should drink every time I say Laserland. So that's 2.
All right, hold on.
Where am I going? Peter, you already went. So
Yes.
Ryan, you didn't go, right?
It's Trevor next.
Oh, Trevor. Okay. Everyone keeps moving.
Yeah.
Well, as far as this goes, music discs really aren't my thing, so I had to really kind of stretch to get 5 here. And one of them I've never watched, I never will watch, but since Seth ain't here, I'm gonna
Nice.
show this grab a disco
Classic.
vision. I did have an
Classic.
actual rock-free copy of this, and I sold it to Garth, and he enjoys it. So Garth and Seth, this is for them.
Nice.
That's our Canadian friend.
Yeah, our
Shout out to
Canadian
Garth.
friend Garth. This is an actual one.
Oh,
Video
fantastic.
Clash.
Nice.
You can't mess around. It's 35 minutes, one side, all hits.
In
It's
and out.
good.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And this one, these guys back in the 80s, they were the shit. I just got this disc from Chris Altman. He had it autographed by the one in the middle, but I'm going to send it on to somebody else, and they can get it autographed by somebody else.
So that disc has made the rounds now. It's gone from the Midwest to the East Coast and back to the Midwest.
And
You're welcome, Trevor.
I'm going to go with UHF. It's got Weird Al.
Yes.
The music does.
That's very cool.
Sure.
Nice.
I figure we'll go with that one. And then this is
Criterion
only
Image.
the actual music disc that I purchased, and I bought this from Maxeene a long time ago.
Nice.
It's just
Sweet.
Waylon Jennings
Excellent.
one. It's kind of got like some live footage, like interviews. It's more like a documentary with music. So it's actually pretty good. If you like that sort of thing. So I know I probably should have saved the Chippendales one for the end, but I'll pass it on to Max. She probably has some actual music discs for you guys.
That was awesome. Thanks, Trevor.
No problem.
It was very tough making decisions because I had a feeling there would be some crossover, which there is.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
I have several.
As it should be.
It's just like this is the one. This is the one. Mine is the U.S. version, not the Japanese, but it is the sickest. It's like literally hit after hit. Like you can't. It's the epitome. You gotta have that one. So because that one was shown too, this was my backup just in case.
Ah,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I need that one.
Awesome.
Love it.
Imagery on this legend. It's so good. I love it.
I tell my kids about Devo all the time because Mothersbaugh and what's his name do so many scores and music stuff for the kids shows they watch now. I'm like, you know who that guy is? Yeah.
On that Devo disc, when they go through all the different Devo fans, it's outrageous. That's like that's my jam.
Oh, and the demo disc they do where they just smear ice cream on the laser disc and they're all
Yes.
wearing a hat. I mean, incredible. They're totally a laser disc. Yeah, there was one. It's a tough one to go. Okay, I'll save one for last here. That's it. Okay, go with this. These are in no order.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've never seen anyone else really like talk about this, but like I love wacky, bizarre, like Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's just got like, I mean, it's so good. It's just so good. It has Weird Al on it, and yes,
Fish heads on there?
I love Julie Brown on, and she's got Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun.
Good jam.
Great.
So this one's definitely worth finding if you see it. And okay, I'm a huge Tubes fan.
Wow.
Sweet.
This is like,
Yeah.
it
Great cover.
has Mondo Bondage on it, which is probably one of my favorite songs of theirs. And then obviously like Talk to You Later, which is like one of their bigger hits, and then White Punk's on Dope, of course. So this is great. This is great. And this one I feel like is relatively, like, I see this a lot, but for some reason, like, I don't know why more.
It's got that great LaserDisc strip on the top too. That's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had such great imagery. All of their records, they all have like most fabulous hands, like with beautiful fingernails ripping the cover off, like showing the record. It's great. They have great imagery. This was the one I talked about in the last podcast. This is the one I've been
Awesome.
jamming on
Sweet.
forever. Like, can't go wrong with it. And it's literally so many hits. And I've been on a big artist kick, so love that. This
Very
is
cool.
Saving the best for last.
What do we got here?
What is
This
that?
is
Ooh.
Super Rock
Super Rock.
in Japan.
I don't know that one.
A special digest that has Anvil,
Yeah, that's the Anvil show. Nice.
Oh, snap.
and it has Metal and Metal, School Love. It's got Bon Jovi, Scorpions, Whitesnake, and the Michael Schechner group, and it's
Oh, wow.
Metal and Metal alone, like,
Yeah.
forget about it. It's too good.
That's the one they show in the Anvil documentary. They show a
It's
little
what
bit of
I
that.
crave. Yes.
I love Anvil. Oh my god.
Excellent.
That's my
Lips.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Is that everybody?
Yeah, who are we missing?
Awesome stuff.
I think we got through everyone.
Yeah, we got through everyone. Excellent. So next on our list is recent pickups, and because some of us have issues with collecting too much, we had to put an artificial limit on everything. So we'll let Sam start us out, and we'll go around the the Brady Bunch style room here.
I'll make it easy, yeah, because I didn't buy any discs, right? I have a bunch of slow boats that haven't arrived yet, and so I went and picked up my amplifier today, which I would have shown you, but it's downstairs, and it's not even that heavy. But it's my Rotel RMB 1077. It's a Class D amplifier, so it's loud and really, really cool and thin. It's not like one of those big, huge beast amplifiers that you can cook your cat on. And 7 channels, and apparently a couple modules crapped out, so I had to stop buying anything and invest all my stimulus package in getting that thing fixed. And just kidding, I use my own money. I wasted the stimulus package on the usual kind of nonsense. But yeah, I went and picked it up. The dude called me yesterday and said, "Hey, your amp's ready." So I bailed on work this morning and drove down to pick that up, and I'm going to hook that up as soon as this is over and then watch some Laserdiscs using it to power my system. So no discs. Passing it on to Ryan.
Awesome. Essential hardware pickups are, really important.
You need an amp.
Yeah. If it's not shaking everything, why watch it?
Exactly.
All right.
I
So,
mean, why not?
so I picked up a few Laserdiscs this week. Past couple of weeks, I had a nice shipment come from Japan, and apparently eBay works, so it's been pretty good. I'll start off with Dinosaur Island. Roger Corman.
Oh, wow.
I saw you watching that.
Yeah, it's got like a very, very slight moiky level snow, so he probably would have said it was just toast, but it's definitely not. It's really cool. I wanted to post about watching it, but I saved it for this because I didn't want to spoil the surprise. And then I got this sweet screenplay. It's
Whoa.
Yeah, it's Japanese only Troma. It's some black and white. I've never seen it, but I got like killed trying to get one of these one time. Like I bid the guy up like ridiculous amount, and he just kept outbidding me. So I just stopped, and then like 2 weeks later, it popped up at the same price, and I'm like, nah, I've already got too many things. And then it kept going down every week, and finally I got it like $50, $60 less than what I bid that guy up to. So I felt like a winner. Let's
Okay, so $50 less than what? Wow.
It's not a cheap one.
You got it 10% off?
Yeah, the freight was cheaper.
Was that Fulci? That was Fulci?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this one's kind of more common in the U.S., but the U.S. one's like terribly rotted and notoriously buggy. So I got the new kids here, Japanese press. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like because the U.S. one is just, all over the place and dropouts and everything. So it's really cool, and I'm excited to have that one. Don't worry, I got a couple more, just a couple.
All right.
I got a nice Japanese Eyes of Fire.
Oh, sweet.
This has an amazing cover, like absolutely amazing. And I've been looking at it, and I watched a couple go crazy, and then no one bid against me on this. So thank you.
Damn. Good find.
Can I stop you real quick?
Yeah.
U.S. version versus Japanese version cover,
Eyes of Fire
so much
off.
better. They always win.
Yeah.
That's not bad
Japanese
for
covers
US,
are always
actually.
better.
Yeah.
That's
Don't you
That's
have
still
the,
way better. Anyway, sorry.
don't you have the
sorry,
VHD,
sorry.
Chris?
Proceed.
No, you're good.
I'm not of Eyes of Fire.
No.
I
Nah.
never watched my U.S. copy, but I'm going to watch my Japanese copy because of the cover art.
Of course.
Moving on.
Exactly.
Necropolis.
Oh,
This
Joe.
is pre-Full Moon Charles Band. So this one's kind of hard to find, and it's apparently absolutely
Wow.
terrible, but I'm excited.
Good stuff.
Knock that out in the weekend.
It's probably 60 minutes long, so here's another one, the Supernaturals. This one
Damn.
always goes crazy in the U.S. when it comes up on eBay, and then it went off on a holiday weekend in Japan, and no one bid against me, so I was really, really happy. I got lucky. I had a really good run, and I should have invested that money instead of buying LaserDiscs, but who knows. Vindicator, another Japanese only release. Just an amazing cover. I'm sure the movie's terrible, but if I can watch the cover, that's all I really need.
It's great, dude.
Is
That
it
one-
awesome?
Yeah,
So looking forward to that. And then here's one I don't think anybody's ever seen shared or anything. It's Julie Darling. It's about this girl who kills her parents or her family or something. And so I snagged this, and I was like, this looks amazing. And there's only 3 people who have it on LDDB, so I can't imagine there's many copies out there. But I was really happy to find that. And I got a couple more, just a couple. I won a lot with a bunch of random cool stuff, and this was one of them. This is the RoboCop New Battle. I think it's a TV pilot. I don't know though. I've never seen it, and it's Japanese only, and maybe Hong Kong or Taiwan or something release. But it just looked cool, so that's exciting. And then I got Crystal Stone. It's some kids horror movie, and it's another Japanese only release. And I'm like, this looks really cool and weird, and it's probably awful, but I'm gonna watch it, and I'll let everyone know how bad it is. But just cool stuff.
I think that's a spin-off of the Fudge Squad.
Yeah, it might be. Who knows? Did anyone pick that up this week? It's still on my wish list.
Yep. No copy yet.
It's impossible.
I found the Vibes with Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a letterbox version. There's apparently 2 Japanese versions, and one of them has information and says this one's letterbox, and I don't know if the other one is or isn't because nobody entered any information on it. So that's really cool, and it's Japanese only, so that'll be exciting. And then I got 3 more, and then we're done, I swear. I got a nice copy of Repo Jake, which is a Hong Kong only Dan Haggerty action film. If you look up the movie poster, it has nothing to do with this cover. So I have no idea what to expect, but the code on it, most of them have a item number or whatever. It's just Repo Space Jake. There's no number code or anything. So great. These Hong Kong discs are so much fun. I got some great crap. Vegas Vice. The U.S. version's called Hard Vice. I'm sure it's terrible, but I love movies with guns on the cover, and this is no different. And it's got to be terrible. But and then I got one more Broterian release, a Hong Kong only Evil Never Dies with Mike Norris. So it's like almost Chuck Norris, but not quite. It's just his younger brother. So yeah, but I'm really excited about that. So I got some really cool stuff, and most of it's just, you know, kind of hard to find, but I lucked out. So I'll pass it off to Peter.
All right. Well, most of my new ones are also ones that I've watched recently, so I'll just kind of split this up a little bit. First of all, from my boy Bill DeLeo, Deadly Fun. Cool
Nice.
movie.
Nice.
Double Jeopardy, high quality disc.
It's a Nate release.
Nate
That is-
release.
Absolutely a Nate release. This one kind of keeps with the theme of the music here. Shoya. It's just like a Japanese female rock band. It's a pretty cool disc. I don't know if anyone's heard of them.
No, it doesn't look familiar. Sweet.
Yeah, they sing in Japanese, actually, not in English, but very cool disc. I'll go one more that I got from the big Ryan collection. He let me go shopping in his garage. Widescreen Running Man.
Nice.
Dude.
Nice.
Yes.
And I think it's the first time I've actually seen this movie. There's a
What?
there's a
Oh,
ton of
man.
90s movies that I've
Stop
never.
the podcast.
that
That's
I've
from
never-
the 80s, man.
80s, 90s. Back when I had a life, I didn't watch a lot of movies, so we'll pass on to Chris Altman.
Just Steven. Cool. All right, so this one I actually I picked up the Criterion Blu-ray, and I really enjoyed the film, and it was kind of weird how it's like kind of relevant to the times we're in. But I got Safe with
Nice.
Julianne Moore. Man, really cool movie. Like, it's very dark, and like man, it kind of relates to like what's going on today, you know, like in a way. So she gets she's like suffering from some kind of like mental disease, or thinks that like everything around her is getting her sick or whatever. But anyway, it just kind of goes down this like dark rabbit hole of, you know, what's going on. But anyway, I wanted to pick up the LaserDisc. The blue Criterion was great. So got this one. Have not watched this on the Laser, but I plan to.
Fun fact, that one looks better
then-
than Blu-ray.
I thought I was the only one that had that one.
Word of
It's
warning.
a great movie. It's really dark.
Yeah.
Have you checked it for rot yet?
Columbia,
No, I
right?
just got it. I have not.
Okay, that one I think is a notorious rotter. So, warning.
I'll update
Buzzkill.
you. We'll see.
Thanks.
Don't. All right. Well, hey, here's some Hogan. I actually
Nice.
posted this already on LDF Forever. So anyway, I have not watched this yet, but I'm gonna definitely put this on this weekend. But man, all the classic guys on here, man. You know, I don't know what else do I need to say. Good stuff.
Captain
Looking
Lou.
forward to checking that one out.
Coliseum
Yeah, man, with the
Video.
marijuana on his I don't know what he's got going on, but it's cool. All right, so what else I got? All right, so I haven't seen these movies yet. I haven't seen the first one, but I plan on getting that. But I got Extra 2. I've not seen this yet, so I'll be watching this soon. Looking forward to it. So with that, then I think this is the third one.
Oh, damn.
Extra, Watch the Skies. So I don't know. I haven't seen the first one. That's kind of a shame. I know that's like
I saw
kind of like
one.
a cult one. I need to
First
see it.
one's cool.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I know, but I think these kind of go like way off. But you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, that's
Who
what
cares?
I hear.
You know?
Yep.
All right, so then really kind of stepped up my Vincent game, going highbrow with some Russ Meyer
Yes.
Bosom Mania. So this is the double feature Up and Cherry and Harry and Raquel. So yeah, man, I'm curious to see how this goes. I got two more. So then keeping with that, I got Russ Meyer's Bosom Mania Eve and the Handyman. And I don't know, Wild Gals. I don't know why I get this stuff, man. I don't know. I think Ryan makes me get it.
Contagious.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I blame him.
We had a huge thread on that, like what all the releases were. So that was really like I didn't realize there were that many.
He's like, yeah,
I think I have.
I know, dude. There is. So then look. Oh, I got one more. I got Russ Meyer's The Incredibly Sensual Lorna. So yeah, I don't know. I might check these out. I might not. They probably just stay over there.
That's a really classy
Get to 'em
cover
later.
because
That's
it's got text on it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, man. And everything's censored.
Plus the potential
eyebrow,
ROI.
ROI.
Yeah.
Massive.
That's true. Stonks. All right, Bill, your turn.
All right. So I've got a bunch of horror movies in my collection. You guys probably all know that. But for some reason,
Surprise.
I've never had this, like, ever. So I scored one from Japan for a great price. With a box
Sweet.
set. I didn't realize it was a box set when I scooped it up. It's pretty meaty. There's like 3 discs with it, and there's like a nice like fold-out poster. It's
That's
real
an awesome set.
good. Yeah, it's in great shape. So I'm really looking forward to
sure.
it now. Max got my old one. We did a nice like bond trade, and I only cut it loose when I traded it because I got this guy.
Nice.
So,
Sweet.
like OB action going on. This just came in. Like all these guys just came in like right before tonight. From UPS, they were like taking forever with my jams, but that's okay. They made it. And then the last 3 that I got here, I only did 5. I didn't want to take up too much time, but we got a nice Muse disc here. This is real. It's an F1 racing disc, but it's the high vision Muse format. And it's a CAV Muse disc, so it's like really, really, really crisp compared to the CLV Muse discs. Really cool stuff. It's kind of a tech demo. There's not too much race footage. It's mostly like pit footage and like the crews working on the cars. There's a little bit of racing stuff going on, but
That's literally Blu-ray quality. You could not differentiate between that and a Blu-ray.
absolutely, yeah. I had it on earlier today. It looks so good. This next one, I'm real stoked to own this actually.
Nah.
A League of Their Own, High Vision Muse. This
Sweet.
is also a Muse pickup.
High vision, highbrow.
Yeah, High Vision, highbrow. Yep. Of course, this is for the Muse collection, but this is mostly for my fiance more so than me. This is her jam, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. I dig Tom Hanks and anything on Muse for that matter, so that's going to be a fun one.
That's
That's
good
a
stuff.
great movie.
If
Yeah.
only you had a
Movie.
Muse
Holds up.
player.
Yeah, if only I had a Muse player to
Yeah.
play Muse discs. And then final pickup. I'm really happy about this.
Oh,
Also High Vision.
Nice.
Showgirls. This is not the Squeeze one. It shares the cover with the Squeeze one, but this is the Muse one. And this bad boy is
Wow.
he's brand new. And I don't know if you guys can see that right there. High Vision's Muse software. High Vision software. I don't know if that's a distributor. I don't know what that is, but there's a little hype sticker like on the outside there, and one on the back too. Maybe that was a store. I don't know what the deal is. Oh, we might have to censor that. There's some boobs on the back. But
Oh no. There goes my YouTube monetization.
We just
film
lost
is
our sponsors
censored.
that we didn't have.
we just got banned. But I'm really looking forward to checking out Showgirls, especially because that's one of 3 discs that uses the Muse 2 encoding. They didn't ever make any Muse 2 decoders, but it's totally backwards compatible with Muse 1, and it supposedly gets rid of a lot of the motion artifacts that you see with it. They're pixelization, I guess, artifacts, Muse artifacts, as people refer to them as. I haven't checked it out yet. Supposedly really, really good. I guess I'll let you guys know next time what it looks like.
Sweet.
Yeah, with that, I guess you're up, Vinny.
There is not much here. So I've been doing the opposite. I've been trying to get rid of stuff. So I just realized recently that I have all these sort of old pan and scan things hanging around. I literally, this sounds dumb, I just keep them around in case I can ever get one signed. But like, there's really no reason for me to have, a pan and scan version of something I have on blue or a better version on LaserDisc. So I'm trying to move stuff. But God, I was looking back. I don't think I've my favorite thrift shop obviously is closed. So the last few things I got were from there. So just 3 quick ones. And then obviously, Yeah, this was like February. If you remember back then.
Nice.
Wow. I want it.
Sam's favorite movie. This is a weird thing we've got. Every time I hold up a film, Sam says, I don't have that. And I don't believe him. He's got tons of movies. How does he not have his favorite movie at DTS?
I've got 2 other LDs, but not that one.
And Max, this for you. Got this back in January.
Oh, love that.
This is a must-own for any rom-com completist. And since I own a bookstore, it's even more vital. If I had a nickel for every time someone said to my wife, oh, it's just like that movie. Yeah. And then this I've never seen, but the cover is awesome. And I know it's Ron Howard's first movie. It's Grand Theft Auto. Roger Corman joint. It's a really cool cover.
I like part 5.
And it's got, it includes a Leonard Maltin interview with Roger Corman. So
yeah, it's a good
I've
one.
been getting a lot more Criterion Blues, to tell you the truth. So I've slowed down a bit. You know me, I'm going to stop at 600. So
sure.
I'm done.
So it gets moved to 7.
Yep. Famous last words.
He's moving on to processors and eval boards now.
Yeah, I got to save up for that.
Absolutely.
That's why you're admin. That's why you're the admin.
Who's up?
We got Max,
I am.
right? Trevor?
Maxeene.
Yeah.
Oh, Trevor's
me.
up, yep.
I'm kind of the same way. I have one legit thing that showed up here in the past week. And then some other stuff, these are packages that showed up a couple months ago before the world stopped. But most of them are from people in this chat right here. But this one did come from Luke before he got stranded. This is the Karate World Cup.
Oh.
It's just a random disc. Whenever you see something crazy like this, kind of ask me if I want it. And I kind of always say yes.
That's cool.
Then this came from Ryan. Copy of Soldier. I had this at one time. Got rid of it. Kind of regretted getting rid of it.
Nate release.
It's a Nate release, so I had to give it back when he offered it.
Now, remind me what the Terminator connection is for that movie. Isn't there some sort of
There's a Blade
Terminator
Runner connection.
Yeah, don't they mention Tannhauser Gate and Blade Runner?
Oh, okay.
And there's a few other like sci-fi references in there too. So
Yeah, somebody listed off a bunch of different things.
yeah,
And it's like, was it Captain Ron? There's like a Captain Ron medal or something that they're going for. So it's just a bunch of random movie things kind of all squeezed in there.
Yeah.
Then this is from got this from Altman. He hooked me up. I still haven't watched it.
Yes.
I should watch it.
That's an
We
awesome
got an
movie.
upgrade.
Great movie. Great movie.
I think he got the Obi, so I ended up getting his old one.
You got the Obi mod chip though, so you're good.
yes.
Yeah,
I did.
I just finished that up over the weekend.
Big Papa Chris is your hookup.
But then this was stuck in the mail, and due to you guys calling up USPS and then watching Sam's videos, it showed up like 2 days later. The Holy Grail.
Yes.
We got Hogan right here. We got Zeus. We got Dookie.
Premium.
We got everything. It's
Zeus.
premium Hogan.
Absolutely.
I
Is
wanted
that
this
the
for a
best Hogan
while.
film?
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's
the
my
best
favorite.
That's the one?
That's my favorite Hogan.
My favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
That's another one from Ryan.
Nice one.
And came out of his 1400 disc that he picked up.
Yeah,
Rip 'em.
yeah, that guy had like all the Hogan. It was great. Like,
Yeah. Kind of the adventure was rotted, so we were all disappointed in that. So, but I'm going to pass it on to Maxeene.
Sweet.
Getting my stack here. So I had the lovely experience this morning of going and meeting with this lovely human who worked at Pioneer, and he worked there. He told me that he's had like some influence in every optical disc media, like period.
Wow.
That's just crazy. But he had a bunch of like really bizarre promotional stuff, and so I'm going to show you some really cool things. Hopefully you can see this. It's a lenticular. The watch. It's lenticular.
Lenticular slipcase.
Yeah, lenticular.
I'm just like, I'm obsessed with it.
Dang.
Pretty
Wow.
much. There was two, so I'm gonna literally just like have one be designated to wear and one that will never see the light of And then on the same side of interesting promo stuff, I got jackets, and they're my size. That's never happened. Never happened.
Oh, wow.
Here on the front.
Damn.
And he worked with MTV.
Oh, nice.
What?
The MTV New Music Report discs existed.
Nice.
Literally set that up, so I got this one, and I'm just.
We have to change her name to the Laser Swag Queen.
Laser swag.
Oh, she has so much stuff.
Now this one is one. I found this jacket before, but it was always like a triple XL, which I'm a small, so this is a little on the front, and it's Madonna blonde.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Pioneer exclusive
Yeah.
jacket. This is literally straight out of plastic. It's never even been worn.
It'll keep
I
you
saw
warm
that
when the
tour.
weather's bad.
Yes, I literally wear all of these jackets during the winter.
How is the weather?
Seconds. Right now, it was triple digits like earlier this week, but it's you know,
Wow.
I'll send you a screenshot.
Please.
Here's the last one.
Holy crap. More
Wow.
Pioneer.
This is another it's just dead stock. It's just black on the front, but
Nice.
I just love it. So okay, now on the same insane kick of that, I mean the stuff that he just had, these really insane things. So this is just a lovely just, you know, Pioneer. But then what's inside? The disc says, "What is DVD?"
With AC3 audio. Wow.
What?
Wow.
That's just wrong.
On LaserDisc. And then just mind-blowing. I don't even know. I haven't watched any of these yet. I literally just like got in the door and then grabbed these out of the car and then got on the podcast. So
This is probably where Moikey got pitch black from, that guy.
Yeah, I bet.
Totally. Had to be.
So pretty much most of ones I'm going to show are going to be demo discs with the exception of one. But this one,
Cool.
it says LDCA demo.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that's something very LaserDisc demo from California specifically. Okay, and then this one is a Pioneer AC3 demo. That's,
Snap.
but it's just like single-sided. But all of these are just like in plain blank covers.
That's awesome.
Way cool.
Okay, let me see what this one is. This is a Pioneer Electronics DVD demo.
Again.
It's not what is DVD, it's just demonstrating DVD on LaserDisc, which just like makes no sense.
Weird. It's like
Kill our
backwards.
format.
It's selling itself out. Like,
I know.
Weird.
What a traitor disc.
So weird.
Yeah.
we should sacrifice these
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
Does it have
Next
a
raffle.
hype sticker also available on DVD?
I know, right? It's insane. There's none of these have, these are the only ones with hype stickers on them. So these are like a set of 3. They're in-store demos that are supposed to be like movie previews. And we've got
Oh, yeah.
May and October, which I'm very excited for October because it could be some good horror stuff or something like that.
Spooky.
And
Nice.
then this is kind of the last promo one. I've never seen this before. It's very patriotic for having Japanese written on it.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's a Japanese guessing. But it's got Los Angeles 9 to 5.
Hmm.
I want to know what that's about.
Share with the group.
Yes, definitely. And then I too received premium Hogan.
Wow.
Yes.
There we go.
What?
Premium Hogan.
Sweet.
So I will be very excited.
Oh.
Got my tiny little ones. Oh, he had the whole entire Zoom
Oh, damn.
for like every one of them. And
Did you
then-
take all of this guy's stuff, or is there more?
No, this
You just like beat him up in an alleyway and took all
We're
his
just going to
Pioneer.
send you back for more.
well,
Yeah.
not all. We had a very nice.
Give me all your laser swag.
That's awesome.
No label on it, but it says Laser Active written on it. So
Oh.
That's Bill DeLeo style.
Oh.
Laser active.
It's gonna be
ROI.
So
Pull out the wallet, Bill.
I'll stop. I'll stop there.
Damn.
There's more, I'm sure. But
PayPal
I
ready.
Once I picked quickly.
Man, that's crazy.
Awesome.
This morning, I'm just blown away by that. He was the nicest human.
That's crazy.
Gave an LDS one to Peter Frampton.
Nice.
Wow.
Peter Frampton, if he wants a second one, he should join the raffle.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Vinny, is Peter Frampton in the LDF? You know everything, right?
He uses a different name.
Oh, I thought so. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone else is using Peter Frampton as a name.
I like it.
You just let anyone in there.
Yeah. Except for Charles.
Yeah, poor Charles.
Charles can't get in.
No.
All right, moving from pickups to spins. Sam.
All right, I'll make it quick. Let's see. I've been, of course, what with real Star Wars Day happening this past week. None of this May the 4th nonsense. I had to, of course, get some Star Wars collector set going. Also because I owe a review of this. So I also watched Empire Strikes Back. I'm watching these out of order because I watched Empire Strikes Back on its anniversary a few days before that. And so far, so good. I'll report back on those later. And then
That's 16 by 9, right?
it's 21 by 9, I think.
Nice.
So, yeah. And just because I was watching some really badass Hogan stuff like Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries and the Crypt of Tears, and I was like thinking about watching some more desert stuff. So I watched Lawrence of Arabia, going a little highbrow here. And yeah, this is not as good as the Criterion release as the one Columbia came out with in the 90s, but absolutely no rot. 4 sides, got all the intermissions and all that fun stuff, so cancel your plans for the night. And yeah, good, crazy British guy losing his mind in war, and Alec Guinness playing an Arab. It's
Also got a Muse release.
yes, I need to get it. And once I get that Sony Muse player going, once that raffle pays off. And then I followed up that classic, Lawrence of Arabia with another classic, Dudes, because
killer.
because I love Dudes, and I don't have the Scream Factory or Shout Factory release yet, but I do have this. It's a 3M router, so it's got a little speckling, but it plays through fine.
The
And,
Broterian release.
Man, I've been looking for that one.
It took me a while to find this thing. I only found it because some guy in Florida had like a stack of garage discs, and they, like in the out of like the corner, I could see a bit of the cover, and I'm like, crap, I think that's Dudes. Maybe I should pull the trigger. So I did, and it paid off.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love it. It's got Flea in it. It's got Lee Ving from the band Fear. It's got Daniel Roebuck and John Cryer, and it's all over the map. It's got action adventure, punk music, and yeah, it's cool stuff. And then I was spinning up and getting ready for the music stuff, some more Japanese stuff. You probably can't. There's really not much on here, but like these little dots. But it's a Ryuichi Sakamoto live from 1995 with Daizuru Harada doing a bunch of like video screen stuff. So it's Japanese pop mixed with, he does a bit of everything. He does a lot of movie soundtracks and stuff, so there's some things from his movie soundtracks on here, but keeping it highbrow and imported. And just because Florida Man's not here, I'm going to give a shout out. I did fire up some Cowboy Bebop, and I did session 1, and then I cranked up session Deuce that over the past couple days. So no obviously English, no English subtitles, but I'm slowly learning Japanese, so I figured this will help. And like I can recognize 1 out of every 20 words, so that's cool. And these are gorgeous. Like these look like probably better than the DVDs. So I was watching this on my 4K, and it looks stupid good. So all those CRT guys can,
Wait, you can't do that, Sam. That's not allowed.
I know. I totally broke the rules.
You're
Breaking
watching
the
on your
rules.
CRT, right?
Yes, I totally watched it on my CRT the way it was meant to be.
Don't get yourself in trouble here.
What?
Sorry, I'm pumping the brakes.
There's a 15-inch too,
better.
right?
Yeah, it was small. It was real tiny.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
So that catches me up. All right.
Awesome. Well, I posted all these, so I'm not going to pull out the covers or anything, but I watched that 2-disc Rumble in the Bronx. And, of course, it's not in English, and it's a little artifacty and not the greatest transfer. But Jackie Chan is so awesome and on his game in that movie. Like, the speed at which that man moves is just amazing. And if you can find one, get it, because it's fully uncut and the way to enjoy that movie.
Yeah, respect.
Absolutely. Like, I also watched a Nate release, Enemy of the State, and I'd seen the movie a long time ago, but that is a good movie, and it's got a great picture, great sound. Like, that is just a top tier release to find and enjoy, because great cast, everything about it is perfect. So, and it feels weird because I'm not talking about Brotarians here, but that was just great. I watched
okay.
Yeah.
I watched Goldeneye on DTS. Another just great one. And I'll have to follow it up with the sequel. Yes, my son will eventually inherit the poor child. But it sounds great. It looks great. Pierce Brosnan was a good Bond. Like, I know he's kind of campy, but it just plays off really well, and it's just great. I watched, now getting to the Brotarians, Angel Fist, with the amazing weird fist cover, like, and the weird poses, like, and that's Roger Corman, and God, that was not good. He went so far as to reuse a shower scene, so I'm like, wow, really maxing out his ROI for that film.
We'll get that on Vinegar Syndrome soon.
I hope so.
Slip cover.
That's going to be one of those VSA releases that are super limited for video stores.
Yep.
And then last but not least, I watched License to Drive. Nice Corey Feldman.
Corey's.
Absolutely.
How much?
Oh, man. And, of course, my computer starts scanning itself right in the middle of our segment again. God damn it.
Yep.
But, yeah, so I watched a bunch of lasers, but those were my top. So I'll pass it off to Peter.
All right. If you saw me get up a second ago, it was because Maxeene was inspiring me with her test discs there, because I actually watched a couple of these recently. This is Metro. Nobody seems to know what these are. We don't know if they're hotel discs or some sort of test discs.
Is that the Eddie Murphy Metro?
Yep. This one actually has just the regular thing there, so we don't know if it came from a video store, a hotel, or what. And then I've also got, I've got a ton of these, but these are the ones I just watched. Rounders.
Could be cool. Could be rentals.
This one's kind of interesting in that it's handwritten.
Wow.
Huh.
I noticed
so I have the copy.
Go ahead.
The copy I have of that has the DVD hype sticker on it. Like, also available on DVD, which is interesting.
All these trader discs.
I know.
I noticed that I only have side A and side B, though, and there's actually must be a side C floating around, but it's okay. I was just using it to test my system anyway.
Oh, no. Oh.
You test your system?
Absolutely. Desperate
nice.
Measures. This is another new pickup I got from Ryan. I watched. This is an incredibly cool movie. I'd never even heard of it. I just grabbed it out of his pile of 4,000 discs that was laying on the ground because it looked cool.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a real good one. And got to have I waited a long time to get this special edition of Independence Day. Watch this one. This sounds great, obviously.
Got mine from Vinny. Thanks, Vinny.
I've got, as soon as I went and switched over to my Oppo for upscaling, I had to start testing with all kinds of different things. So I threw on Speed, Japanese DTS. That's an amazing picture.
So that's a rare version of Speed?
I don't know. Is that rare?
I mean, it's not the regular one.
Not common.
Yeah, it's DTS
I've never
too.
seen it before.
Then what got me in a little bit of trouble, I watched Crippled People Eater.
Oh, snap.
2 copies. This is just an absolute brutal, horrible film with Chubby Checker. If anyone wants to buy this, I do have it for sale for a reasonable price, so just hit me up. And that's all I got, and we'll pass it over to Chris Altman. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Maxeene owns it too.
Cool. Some of these.
Sick.
Nice. some of these I posted on the website on LDF, but I'm gonna just talk about them again. But the first one was Lords of Discipline.
Oh
man, I don't know if y'all have ever seen this. Like, this is a crazy film, and what's kind of cool is this is actually about the school I went to, my alma mater. It Deep South, 1960s. You know what that kind of is like, I guess, if you heard the stereotypes. But anyway, great disc, great movie. I recommend it, but I've seen it a few times. It's cool. I like it. And then the next one, I also posted this one, but some people didn't know what it was. But the Planet of the Apes, man, this is the one to have right here. This is like a beautiful disc, man. Great transfer. Man, this is like one of the best ones I've seen. I know there's there's a few good ones out there, but I don't know, man. It's a great 235-1, like super wide. It's a good one, man. You should really watch this Cushing. I'm surprised you haven't. You know, you really need to put this on your list.
I got it in the same collection when I got the Russ Meyers, and I at least put on a Russ Meyer.
You can literally compare that to the original Snapper Case DVD, and it looks every bit as good.
Man, it really does. It really does. So then I also posted this one, but the Elite Maniac.
Nice.
Man, this movie, like, man, I don't know if I'm sure y'all seen The Joker. Man, they feel like they walk down the same line in this movie. Very dark, man. You just see them go down this, like, I don't know, crazy road into like mental, like I don't know, anguish, man. It's a great film, man. That guy, man, I forget the guy's name. What was it? Joe Spinell. Like, he crushes it here, man. I think y'all probably all seen this one, man. This one's like
it's a good one.
It's a cult for sure, but elite widescreen, man. Good dark movie to watch for sure.
Nice.
So then I had to get into some Vincent highbrow stuff, kind of. I watched.
Speaking of which, we lost
Polyester.
Vincent.
Yeah, where is Vinny?
Yeah,
He's
I don't know.
He's just muting us.
Yeah.
Had a kid emergency, you know.
Vincent recommended this one to me. John Waters' Polyester. I thought this was okay. You know, it had the Odorama thing going, which I thought was kind of odd.
Did it have the strip? Does it come with
the strip? Like
the Odorama?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in.
Cool.
Yeah. I didn't scratch it though, man. I didn't scratch it, but it's in there. But this one was okay. I like this one, man. Like, it was very watchable, like kind of weird, you know, like definitely a cult. And I liked it, you know, I really did. So then I'm like, okay, well, let's try this guy out. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, this movie's crazy.
Bananas.
I mean, I just watched it recently, man. And I mean, dude, I don't even want to tell you what happens in this movie. It's, I don't know, man. I'm just going to let your imagination run with that one, because it's this one's odd. This one is odd for sure. There's some, I mean, it's like they got some like some things happen to some chickens, like
that's the chicken one.
that I don't want to talk about. Yep. And then like there's some like weird other stuff. I don't know, man. I didn't like this one as much. It was way out there, like way out there. But I'll probably check out his other movies just because I don't know. Polyester was all right. This one was
Crybaby's great.
Crybaby.
And Pecker.
Yeah, Pecker's dope.
Yeah. I'll check those out. But anyway, I watched this one. I don't know, man. This one's a little squeamish, but anyway. So
I sold both of those movies to Sean.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So this one, man, I don't know if anybody else has this one, man, but I enjoy this one. I've seen it a few times, but it's Death Spa, aka Witch Bitch.
Damn,
Witch Bitch.
So this is yeah, man. This is a Taiwan pressing. So I don't know. There's not many of these, man, but this is a little cult film. This like workout like spa place, like basically they have this like high tech security system that just basically like takes a life of its own. And dude, great watch. I'm glad to have this on LaserDisc. I've watched this one a few times, man. I really enjoy it. Anyway, moving on. I posted this one. Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons is in this one. Damage.
Fulci.
Man, I don't know. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think every like 10 minutes there was a gratuitous sex scene. So I don't know, man. Like,
No plot.
Great film. It almost is like, it almost reminds me of like Cronenberg's Crash, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's watchable. It's crazy, man. That the way it ends is like pretty gut wrenching for sure. Like the end scene, man. Like it was like wow. But I'm not, no spoiler alerts here. Last but not least, man, I watched another Vincent Highbrow, Hard Boiled. This is a really awesome transfer. Great LaserDisc to own, man, for sure. The death count, dude, it's insane. Soundtrack's killer. I don't know, man. Check it out if you haven't seen it, man. Definitely a great action flick. But anyway, that's all I got.
Awesome.
Bill, you're up.
It's actually a better buddy cop movie than Midnight Run.
Oh, shots fired.
I love them both, but it's no Midnight Run.
Yesterday, I'm a fan of the anime, and I think that helped. If you've never seen the anime, this shit makes no sense at all. Fist of the North Star. It's cool. It's like a literal, like, we acted out anime live, and here it is. But they didn't like explain any of the stuff like the anime does, so he's just doing all this crazy shit and you're like, what the hell's going on? But yeah, if you've seen Fist of the North Star, the anime, you probably dig it. If not, but I thought it was cool. There's some decent special effects. The transfer's pretty good too. I watched this one the other night.
Ah,
oh, nice.
I think this is probably Wes Craven's worst movie.
Oh, you haven't seen some of his later ones then.
Well, okay, the latest in his heyday, I should.
There was that one he shot in Tolland, Connecticut. I can't remember the name of it. It's pretty bad.
I didn't even know that he did that.
You got
Yeah.
Megadeth, though.
Yeah, it does have Megadeth on there. I mean,
It's pretty weak Megadeth, though.
yeah, it's pretty weak Megadeth.
Yeah.
It's got a good cover though.
Yeah, it's just Alice Cooper. So
What was going on? He was all over the place. Whatever.
I saw that at the Dollar Theater when I was a kid.
Was that?
nice.
Oh,
I saw
awesome.
that one at the Dollar Theater when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, was it any better on the big screen?
Very cool.
I don't remember it being that great, but I
Yeah.
was like 8 at the
I
time,
mean,
so.
It's got Skinner
I
from
enjoyed
X-Files.
that one. I enjoyed it.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
But this one, now this kicked ass.
Nice.
Yeah, 7 DTS,
Ah.
great soundtrack on it.
Wow.
Damn.
This was a lot of fun. Me and my fiance checked this one out. We talked about it for like days after. It was one of those deep thinking movies, you know.
Such a great film.
And like we're talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
this and stuff. It was cool. I really dig this one. Fun revisiting it. I haven't seen it in probably like 10, 15 years. Continuing down the
Man, I need to check that one out.
rabbit hole. Spun up Thunderball the other night. That's THX.
Yeah, boy.
Edition. Great transfer. Looks great. Bond's got the coolest gadgets in this. You know, he's got jetpacks. He's got underwater jetpacks. He's got all sorts of stuff, man. This one's the jam. I like that a lot.
Great for system testing.
Yeah, I agree. So on Memorial Day, I don't know. I was feeling like I wanted to watch like a war movie or something. So went into the racks and pulled out my favorite war movie.
Damn.
Nice.
Nice.
AC3?
THX.
This
Yeah, that's the AC3 cover.
This is the jam right here. And just reading more about the movies. Usually when I like check out a movie that I really dig, I'll like read on it, you know, on IMDb and like see what else is out there about it. I just found it hilarious that what's his name there showed up to the set like super overweight. And Marlon
Yeah.
Brando. Yeah.
Brando.
Yeah, they had to like put him in dark clothes, keep him in the shadows. Like, what the hell's going on, dude?
Have you seen the documentary yet? Check that out.
Road to Darkness. I haven't seen it in ages.
Oh,
I
Really good.
it's coming up probably this week.
Sweet.
Final one that I've been spinning. This stays in constant rotation. You guys can all relate to this.
Video Essentials.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Amish fruit stand.
Yep. And actually, I have, not even joking, I have been spinning this quite a bit. This disc is super useful for AC3 tuning. But I
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I realized that there's two versions out there. It's documented on LDDB. I should have looked more into it, and I didn't. There's a flawed pressing that says it's like 3 decibels off on the volume.
Yeah.
More than that, it's got crazy dropouts, especially on Sony systems.
Huh.
So I've been using this to suss out a lot of my players, doing my calibrations and whatnot. So this one pretty much always stays out of the rack.
So Bill may or may not have forced the guy here who doesn't know how to solder to resolder his AC3 mod based on a flawed pressing that doesn't work.
Ha!
Yep. But we found the better tap point, so that was the good news. It's rock solid.
And I luckily didn't break it.
Yep, and we didn't break it. So those are my spins. What have you been watching, Vinny?
I'll just pick one because I watched it this week. So I used to do a movie night here in my theater every Friday night, but obviously we haven't been doing those. So I just started moving them to Zoom. So I picked the first 3 weeks movies, and they all started with A, I guess, when I was just scrolling through all the services. Like, oh, that's a good one. Let's start there. So I just wanted to pick stuff that was on like Canopy or, Netflix, HBO, things people have. So this was on HBO, but I have a LaserDisc of, this is super highbrow, Woman Under the Influence,
Oh,
John
wow.
Cassavetes.
Wow.
This, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it's basically the probably the best performance by an actress that I've ever seen. There you go. So it's good. Jenna Rollins and Peter Falk, 1974. I mean, Cassavetes basically, Peter Falk was 3 years into Columbo and just gave Cassavetes $500,000 to even make the thing. They shot it in someone's house in L.A. And it's super. It's almost a bit like kind of the mumblecore stuff we're used to now. Kind of everything's scripted, but there's a lot of sort of improvisational takes, and it's about a woman who's basically dealing with bipolar disorder and just breaking down, and Falk's trying to, figure it out and gets her committed. But it's really intense, but the performances are just so natural and amazing. And then reading about it later, he basically invented the indie film in that he went out with his own money and went to theaters. Him and Jenna Rollins, who were married, would look through the paper and like, what are theaters we like? Let's call them. And they were basically four-walled, which means they paid to get that movie in a lot of theaters. And then Scorsese saw it. And Scorsese told the studio that if you don't book this movie, I'm going to pull Alice Doesn't Live Here anymore out of theaters. So that was basically really the start of the indies in mid-70s. And this is the year of Godfather 2. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. So to make that year is pretty amazing.
Nice.
That's it.
Excellent.
And I showed Big to my kids. I used the LaserDisc for that.
Nice.
And they loved it. Yeah.
All right. Good. Went over better. What was the one you terrified them with like last week? What was it?
Oh shit. Oh, that was that Jack Black movie, House of the Clock in the Clock. House of the Clock in the Walls.
Yeah. Maybe that was it. There was one where you had to you had to bail and then you watched Lion King after.
Oh, I tried to show him Princess the anime.
Oh, okay.
Mononoke. Yeah.
Mononoke?
Yeah, they were just bored. Yeah, someone got an arm chopped off, and they're like, "Dad, I don't think you were supposed to show us this."
That is the one violent Studio Ghibli film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he was showing off his LD system, remember?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but today it happened again. They had this thing, these girls are 5 years old, so the minute something bad happens to the character, they want to bail. They're like, why are you showing me this? And I have to explain to them what drama is, and don't worry, Ella Enchanted will have an happy ending. You don't have to worry about Ella Enchanted. Like, it'll be cool.
You're a monster.
So, I know. Terrible.
Excellent.
Well, I actually spun a few
Trevor?
LDs, seeing as I've just kind of been a mark for Shudder, just Joe Bob and all those movies he's been showing. But I watched Wild Geese.
Sweet.
War Soldier of Fortune movie. It's got a Bond in there, Roger Moore.
That's Roger Moore, yeah.
One of my movies my dad watched when I was a kid. I just saw it and I wanted something kind of for background noise what to watch. But if you guys haven't seen it, it's actually worth watching.
Sweet.
I think that's in my garage.
Everything's in your garage.
What's not?
No. All of the keepers are in the house. They just
And watched American Werewolf in London again.
Nice.
Another movie I've seen. I can watch this anytime it's ever on. So I said just kind of wanted something to put on. I swapped the player out, and I was like, well, let me throw this one in there. It always happens where I forget about like the dream sequences in it.
Oh yeah.
How crazy they get once that happens. But this one like I said, if you haven't seen this, you need to watch it. This is actually, I'd say, a good, cheap kind of horror movie.
Fun.
Got on tonight, dude. Got it in.
Go ahead. Then I literally just finished this, trying to pad my stats and get another LD in there. Angels Die Hard. It's
Got a
straight
rise out of
garbage.
Altman.
It's straight garbage. I don't even know what's going on.
It's super
I'll
boring.
ruin the ending. There's like a car crash, and then all of a sudden it's over, and there's a preview for another movie. There's like a rape scene on a table of spaghetti. And in between that, there's like they ride from town to town on bikes. And it's boring. And it's, don't watch it. I mean, look at the cover. The cover's sweet.
Did they kill the pigs? Are the pigs alive?
They did kill some pigs.
All right, good.
So I guess that was the ending. So,
Price just doubled on eBay.
Yep.
If you can find a copy.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's, don't watch it. I picked it based on cover alone, and I kind of regret. I had another cover. Maybe for the next one I'll watch it. Maybe it's better than that. But then Nate released right here.
Ooh, reissue.
Caddyshack.
Nate released.
Another one that Ryan hooked me up with. Happy to get it.
We have
movie
a groundhog
I've
in my
watched this.
backyard. And
Does it dance?
No, not yet.
Play some Kenny Loggins for it.
Kenny Loggins will make them dance.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Wait
You
till you
can't go
have
wrong with
5
that.
groundhogs in your backyard.
And
Some
then,
raccoons.
on DVD, here's Rick and Steve. If you guys have never seen this, you guys should.
What's
I
this?
mean,
What's this
it's in
small
high-
disc? What is this thing?
What's happening here?
Oh, I don't know. It's
What is this?
it came
Tyler got
free-
to him.
Yeah.
It came free with no holds barred.
Does it have an
Ah.
LD hype sticker on it? Also available on LD?
I believe that was just packing
Yeah.
material.
It was just packing material. It was right in the middle of it to protect Hogan. Rick and Steve made sure he got here safely.
Nice.
But that's it for now spinning, besides Watch the Last Drive-In. I've been doing it all this time during the pandemic, so
Yeah.
And we need to get that Shutter sponsorship.
Yeah. Get Shutter. It's only $5 a month, right? Or
Dude,
Yeah.
Shutter's
Sponsor.
phenomenal.
yeah, it's great.
Can't test your system with it though.
There's no Amish fruit stand. There's no ballerina hooked up with a tough guy.
Nope.
but it has death machines.
Good point.
Okay, I think
And,
my
go to Maxeene.
Vaccine.
Okay, I have one other weird little promo thing that I found because it was stacking with the little baby discs. But this is a Pioneer Home Theater. You don't just watch it because it's a floppy and you
Why?
can't.
What?
That's crazy.
It's so weird. But it's like in this little kind of like flap case with like this little, oh, this guy, you gotta see this guy. I'm your cool guide.
Was Pioneer in
Wow.
business.
Right?
Do we need Windows 95 to run that or what?
High quality full motion video.
The dancing paperclip.
Personal computer AT is what it says. And personal system 2.
Okay.
Moikey owns that.
Oh, cool.
Is that a Commodore 64?
IBM personal.
Nice.
Not familiar with 2.
Very cool.
Going that far back, but I just thought that was the most hilarious. So I had shit. Okay.
That's
so
probably before you were born, isn't it?
I mean, I'm gonna think that's probably after, but maybe 94. But
Snap.
so this is one that we were discussing a little bit because I found this bizarro space cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
And it is double-sided. Oh, hopefully my lag isn't too bad here. It's double-sided, and it really does have space cartoons. It's not porn.
Cool.
And, a really bizarre, like, there's like these 2 kind of like robot alien-looking guys driving a spaceship, and they it's from Hanna-Barbera, so it sounds like a lot of the Hanna-Barbera, like the Scooby-Doo bad guy voices. It's like a lot of like that, like, we're looking in on Earth now, and they have LaserDisc players. And it's like, they have this giant remote on the screen, and they say, choose a chapter, and then it just goes to the next thing, and then it just shows you a bunch of, it had a segment with AutoCAD. It had a segment where they went through the entire process from start to finish of how you make a cartoon, like with the film strip and how they match up the audio. And then at the end, it was Jabberjaw, which I love Jabberjaw.
Nice.
Jabberjaw's my favorite. So besides Josie and the Pussycats, it's like a tie with Jabberjaw. I was very excited to see Jabberjaw on LaserDisc because I don't know of any other Jabberjaw on LaserDisc. So it was more of this kind of AutoCAD and similar other ones on side B, but it was really very, very interesting. And I did find a few other proof disc ones, but I'll have to check out what's on those. Hopefully not porn.
Space cartoons. I love it.
Yeah, and then I watched the making of Jurassic.
That's really good.
It's freaking great, and I had like zero expectations how this was gonna be.
Yeah.
Great. Loved
That
it.
should have been in the box set for sure. I don't know why it wasn't in the box set. So good.
It's baffling. More people should watch that. It's really like, it's fascinating. I mean, I don't know. If you're the type that like doesn't like things to be like, you know, pull the curtain type of thing, well then obviously don't watch that. But like if you want to see what they did, because they just combined like physical and computer, and it was just like, is fascinating. I loved that. And then I was route testing.
Sweet.
Nice.
I had in the group, TJ had been looking for a copy. I guess he'd been on 6 copies with just every single one of them just death rotted.
Yeah, it's a rotter. Yep.
I mean, it was sad. So I tested the several that I had, and I had 2 good ones. So I sent him one, and I have one, and I got to watch that, which is a very interesting movie I hadn't seen before.
Good movie.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It's a good one.
Great. She's great. All of her little outfits, little suits. Love it. And then a possible, it's a little shiny, but possible neighbor.
Nice.
She's all that. Because you can't have summer weather without watching that movie. That's like, I watched this. I mean, this is probably what I've watched more times than like anything. I've watched that from a kid pretty much when it came out all the way until now. So that one is great.
Freddie Prinze Jr. Classic.
And then this one, which I don't know. I haven't really seen too many people post about this one. But
I got it.
Nice. Altman.
Altman definitely has that one.
Yeah. Great.
Man,
I really liked it.
That cover's amazing.
Oh, the cover is so good. And I believe, yes, this is a non-full moon Charles band also.
Huh.
Nice.
So that's why I ended up with it. And I'm like, it's great. It's got like weird like virus, and it's very sexy, and it's like big monster man, and like watch it. It's great.
Nice.
It is good.
I'm
Nothing on the cover happened.
Yes, this is. I was waiting for this. I'm like, where is that? But I felt the same way like Amityville 3. I mean, the Japanese cover of Amityville 3 is literally, the entire cover is just one scene that is like 5 seconds long. And on the back of the cover of the US one, that same image is right there. And I was like, where's that scene? And they just, that was just nothing. It's nothing. And it's the coolest image that they had. It was terrible. But it had Meg Ryan and Lori Loughlin, so.
I barely remember 3.
Yeah, why would you?
I know, right? 4's got the clock, right? And they moved to LA, right? I think that's the one I remember.
LA.
Yeah.
But that was I streamed on YouTube because I don't have the DVDs of them yet, but I watched the trilogy of Cube.
Oh, nice.
I really wish, I mean, it was 97. I wish that it came out on LaserDisc. The first one is ridiculously good. It reminds me a lot of like some of like, just to a degree of like Hellraiser, the very first scene. It's like because it's just rooms with all these traps, and it just kind of, I just feel like they're inside the cube from Hellraiser or something, just wild. I don't know. I like that. I just love that series. I've watched it several times. But the first one is amazing. The second one is 2002, and it's very bizarre. I'm gonna warn that. And it's called Hypercube. It's weird. And then the third one kind of goes back to like the roots of everything. It's better, but it's a little more primitive even because it's supposed to be like a prequel. It's called Cube Zero. But if you're gonna watch any of them, watch Cube. It's great.
Yeah, why wasn't there a Japanese LaserDisc in that or something?
No,
It's weird.
I have no idea. Should have been.
Yeah.
It's free on YouTube with ads, but it's free.
Ooh.
Nice. I think that's everyone, right?
Yeah, that's everyone. So we've got
Trevor's pouring some Fago over there, I hear.
yeah,
Oh,
the LaserDisc Wolfpack sponsored by Fago.
I had 4 beers sitting next to me, and I finished those.
It's gonna be,
so I'm
it's gonna be a
There you
3-disc. This is gonna be a box set. We're gonna
Ooh.
be onto the 3rd disc soon.
Yeah, I know, right?
Awesome. So we're going to move on to a few hot topics, and the first one is very near and dear, I think, to all of our hearts. Rip
Hot
Tyler. Rip Tyler.
Tyler's no
God.
more. He's not with us.
Yeah, he's gone. I don't know why you join a LaserDisc group and then shit on everyone every day.
Yeah, it's interesting because I run across this with some other guys that were involved in the industry, or like people that were legit doing video masters for LDs and stuff. Like they don't really hold any of this stuff near and dear because to them it's just like being reminded of their job from 20 years ago and the outdated tools they used. So I kind of understand those guys, but yeah, he was really coming at like LaserDisc from this whole, it's old, it sucks. I kind of used to like it. I'll occasionally watch some things that are only available on LaserDisc. You know, that was the only reason you could ever watch one. And yeah, he just went out of his way to trash. You know, and he even got mad if anyone said the picture quality was good. He had like a special list that he flounced with of like all the approved adjectives for like, that you could use with each media. And yeah, amazing and awesome was only reserved for like Blu-ray or 4K, and you could not say that about a LaserDisc. Yeah, interesting. And Peter had a great relationship with him too. I'm sure he'll want to talk.
We go way back. We go way back. But what I couldn't even understand is, and I would explain this to him very politely several times, that if somebody says, "Wow, look at this LaserDisc has great picture quality," they're comparing it to other LaserDiscs.
Yeah.
They're not comparing it to DVD or Blu-ray. So when somebody would say, "Well, this LaserDisc has great picture quality," he would just have to jump in there with, "Yeah, but it can't compare to DVD. Why are you saying it can be compared to DVD?" It's like, well, nobody said that, Tyler. You're arguing a point that nobody's even trying to make. So you're essentially arguing with yourself. Everyone concedes that 99% of the time the laser or the DVD or the Blu-ray is going to have superior picture quality. It just is. And he would just get so frustrated that people actually enjoyed LaserDisc. Like he was personally offended at it.
Yeah.
Well, why was he in the group then?
That's what no one could understand. And I would ask him almost every time, "Tyler, why are you even here? What are you doing?"
Like, I don't hang out in Red Sox Facebook groups if I like the Yankees. What's the point?
I guess he just assumed that everyone was going to be on the wavelength of, hey, we used to collect it like decades ago, and it's this archive thing from the past, and like that's the only kind of mindset you can have.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the lesson that everyone out there needs to learn. If you guys are in the Facebook group LaserDisc Forever, because he doesn't post a lot and he's not around a lot, Sean Robert Gillette basically is the boss. So if you're going to cross someone, he's not the guy you want to cross. And if he politely asks you to do something or not do something, and you would like to stay a member of LaserDisc Forever, do what he says.
He tried like 3 or 4 times too.
Because he's not
cop.
one
I'm good cop.
He's not one to go off and kick people out or discipline people unless they absolutely get on his last nerve, and he gives them every opportunity. And Tyler just walked that plank.
Yep. Hayden Holmes tried to talk some sense into him too. He had some great points, but yeah, he just wasn't hearing it.
Yeah. But we're all really heartbroken.
Yeah. All right. He didn't
I was
like Peter
actually starting to-
particularly.
I was actually starting to make friends with him because he finally seemed to start joking around with me a little bit and not take it so seriously. Like the DVD is 480p. Oh my, he was so angry about that whole situation. It's like, God, why does it even matter?
And he didn't like that you were forcing people to spend money on stuff because apparently
Well,
you're
I
twisting
don't like
people's
that
arms.
either. But you know.
Yeah.
You never forced us. You just shamed us. So it's,
To be honest, Lil would like that least of all.
Well, we had another loss, and that was Rad. Rad is now, shipping on 4K. So,
got my tracking number today, I think.
Lucky.
So there's still boxes of sealed copies out there on LaserDisc that are going to be, the floor is just going to drop out.
Or I think people still like hold it near and dear and want one, but
yeah. There are plenty of pricey LaserDiscs that are on Blu-ray, so it might not change.
Well, the same way that Tyler was irrationally against LaserDisc, there are a segment of the population that are irrationally for LaserDisc and would rather spend $150 on a LaserDisc than 99 cents on a DVD or 20 bucks on a Blu-ray, whatever it is.
And some people still don't even know that the 4K came out. So a couple people I saw were like, "Where can I get that?" I'm like, well.
Maxine hasn't even seen a Blu-ray yet, let alone 4K.
Never seen 4K. Too many.
It'll happen.
Me neither. I own one, but I don't have 4K.
What about 4K streaming, like Netflix or something?
Yeah.
I have a plasma, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's pre-4K.
Yeah.
Definition
Me
on
too.
purpose, so I guess.
Maybe in a decade or two, Maxine. We'll get you there.
Yeah, right? I know. I got time.
At least she won't accidentally watch LaserDisc in 4K.
Man, that would be a travesty.
Would be. It would be.
I mean, how do you even do that? It's not even possible.
I know. I almost watched that Cowboy Bebop in 4K, and it was thankfully you guys reminded me that I should watch it on my CRT, and I did.
That's the other wild thing that people don't get. They could have 4K TVs and not realize that their TV is upscaling LaserDisc to 4K, whether they want it to or not.
Yeah, they don't have those fancy boxes like you, Peter.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
It's pure.
That 4K TV is displaying 480i.
You can always get a video game line doubler.
There you go.
Yeah, get the RetroTink or the FrameMeister. Yeah. And then throw it out.
Scart.
Scart. Awesome. Well, since we had our last podcast, I think everybody's been really happy with the Postal Service. It seems like maybe the demand's down, but everything's moving. Like everything that I was complaining about, even the disc that I didn't think was going to make it, all of a sudden showed up in Chicago. And I think it's been great. I mean, we had some serious good juju happen here.
Yeah, New Jersey vomited loose a package, not LaserDisc I had, but it had been in there for like a month or two. So it showed up.
Yeah. And nothing was broken?
Actually, at the bookstore, we actually are now sort of pushing people to priority because a lot of stuff was getting lost. So we make it clear that's like 2 to 4 weeks perhaps for media mail. So you should probably do priority. And I think a lot of people are starting to do that. But yeah, I think it's definitely, they've caught up a bit now.
Definitely. The lines are still crazy though. Like I stopped by my local post office and they had 20 deep in a line, and I just walked through with my mask and set stuff on the counter and left and watched everybody scowl at me. So if you ship anything, buy a scale, for the love of God. It'll save you so much time and effort, and you won't have to stand at a post office. Yes.
Stays dead. There's no.
Nice, Max.
Yeah, little analog.
Sweet.
They make digital ones of those, actually.
Digital.
4K scale.
For too many people, I don't have enough outlets in here.
And then one more quick topic. I am banned from accessing LaserDisc database at my house.
Yeah, how is this possible?
After we talked about that AC3 link that you dropped, I decided to try and figure out the link instead of waiting, and I typed in like /AC3/P or .php, thinking, oh, I think it's that, and that was totally not it. And now I can't access LDDB from my house. So be very careful.
I'll post the links again below, just so you don't get Ryan.
Don't guess a link on LDDB. You will get blocked. Thankfully, I have VPN to work and a proxy, and And also if you turn your cell phone off of your Wi-Fi, so it still works, but I have to work around accessing the site that I use the most. So fair warning.
Weird.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
Ryan,
yes.
Oh.
before you end the cast, we do
Oh
wanna
no, we've
jump-
got two things. We've
Oh,
got
we've got
yours
two
and
things. Oh, okay.
Vinny's got stuff for us too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna pass it off to Peter and Bill, where they're gonna talk to each other, and we're all just gonna watch.
Tech
Well,
talk.
We'll talk it, or pass it over to Bill DeLeo, who you'll see why he absolutely
We'll
rules.
flip this around for you guys real quick.
This
Yeah,
is
what-
where you add in like the sound effects and a splash screen.
Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey playing in the background.
Well, probably not that because it'd get blocked.
You guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so right here we've got a Sony HIL C1. This is a super, super rare LaserDisc player. This is actually Peter's LaserDisc player. This came in from Japan earlier this week. Bought it broken, and happy to say I got it all fixed up. I still got to go through the calibration, but I got it playing discs and everything. Went through here and found a couple of things wrong with it. I had the luxury of some spare parts also from Peter. This is what one of the laser modules looks like. And when we first powered it up, the thing was just spinning a motor. I figured it might be, the drawer, but the drawer was working fine. So I said, okay, maybe it's either the sled or the laser tilt. Well, the laser was moving up and down, so that wasn't it. It was actually the tilt motor that was busted. There's a whole series of gears in here. I don't know if you guys can see those, but this laser assembly has the whole tilt mechanism built into it, where a lot of them will have the tilt mechanism on the whole laser turntable assembly itself. This one tilts on the laser, which is pretty unique. But the gears inside here were actually stripped. There's a little like worm gear motor right there, and a 5 little dudes. And once they stripped out, it couldn't tilt anymore, and it was just making this guy give up. So once I got that going, I noticed the laser was just like kind of crashing into the spindle. It was moving around and everything, but it just kept hitting the spindle. So started digging into that a little more. Found a position trim pot was dead on it. It's just like an analog, like up pot, and found that was KO'd with my multimeter. We popped the new one in there, and the laser disc player fired right up. So here it is. It's an all analog player. It's pretty damn cool, if I must say so myself.
So what's the difference between that and the C2EX and like? Yeah,
it's
one-sided, right?
Single-sided. I would say
Wow.
is pretty much a direct rival to the X0. It had pretty much the same price point on it. This is about 600,000 yen when it came out, roughly about $6,000 if I'm not mistaken. Again, it's a single-sided player. It does high vision Muse as well as NTSC laser discs. There is a remote for it, but it's in the other room, so I'll have to show that another time. But just so you guys can see it briefly, I've got my test monitor hooked up here with a dead side of a laser disc kind of staged up just for copyright reasons. But yeah.
Otherwise, we could just talk over it.
Yeah, let's talk over it. And I don't know if you guys, we can't really see the monitor from there. Not that this is going to really show off much picture quality. Yeah, we'll focus on that. But
does it have an AC3 mod on it?
What's that?
Does it have an AC3 mod?
It does actually have an AC3 mod.
What?
Yeah. Did you know that it had an AC3?
I knew. Yeah.
Yeah. We saw the photos.
Yeah.
But I got to play it, cool for the Zoom watchers.
Yeah, my test. It is saying program on the other side. We can see it's playing in CAV format there.
Cool.
This might be one of the only working C1s in like the world. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So
yeah,
the story kind of being when I got the first Panasonic, which is the clone of the Sony C2EX Muse, for $10, and was able to just literally buy a new laser, pop it in there, and it started working. And I did have to spend a lot of time calibrating it, but it started to work right away. I bought the second Sony and literally went through the same process. And this was before anyone really knew, because I wasn't really talking about it. So in my mind, it was just like, wow, this is easy. I can buy one of these Sony C1s and do the same thing. So I bought it, came here, didn't work. I ordered the new old stock laser, popped the new old stock laser in there, and couldn't get it to spin. So I bought a second one, same thing, couldn't get it to spin. I bought a third one, same thing, couldn't get it to spin. So we had talked about this months ago, probably, Bill, right? When we, hey, I'll send you these C1s. You could probably get them going. You can keep one for yourself for your time and whatever. And I had just jacked them up already, so he didn't really have a good base to start from. Like, what does an actual stock C1 look like? So that's why we bought this one, which is number 4. And luckily he was able to get that one working, and he's actually taken the laser from that one that we know is working, the laser assembly, and put it into another player, which I had, which then it starts working. So now we know that we've got at least 2 good players, and we still haven't, or he still hasn't been able to get the new old stock lasers running in those. There's got to be some sort of a trick to it, which the service manual isn't telling us, but I'm sure he's going to solve that at some point. So moral of the story is, I mean, these things would have just sat in my garage if Bill hadn't taken on this project. And I don't know that anyone else would have figured out that tilt motor was the problem. And once he figured that out, to track down that whatever you call it, potentiometer, is that what it is? Or
yeah, the position sensing.
The position sensor. I mean, he literally put a multimeter or whatever on there and said, this is going to be the problem. And then I'm thinking, man, this guy's good. And then 10 minutes later, he's got it swapped out, and he calls me and it's spinning. So Bill's a heck of a guy. I really, really appreciate the work he's done on it. And yeah, that's an incredibly, incredibly unique player. And we had no idea on this one when it showed up. The description was just, hey, this thing worked till January, and then it stopped working. There was nothing. And he sent me the pictures of it with the AC3 mod on there and the remote, none of which we knew. So really, really cool pickup here.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got a nice AC3 mod in there. That's a Japanese kit I've seen before. That's not a Pioneer kit, but
Okay.
Here's this sticker. It's real high quality. It's the same style, I guess, RCA jack that they use on like the X0. But Sam, do you recognize that sticker?
No, this is the first time I saw it. It's pretty cool because it fooled me for a second because it didn't have the usual kind of, even MSB's like kind of notations. Sometimes you could tell it's like an aftermarket add-on. But this one, yeah, it looked pretty legit at first. So yeah, it's
and I've seen this sticker on a number of different Japanese players on like Yahoo auctions. So
yeah.
I think it was a kit of sorts. I haven't fully decomposed the AC3 modification yet. It's all bundled up in like a Ziploc bag and like zip tied together. It's really, really sloppy. And it currently doesn't work, actually. I'm going to be fixing that soon.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's modded. The tap point to the right points, but either the board's busted or just the RF level's like way too low. But I'll get to the bottom of that soon.
Nice. Sweet find.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's
Very cool.
few,
Very cool.
very few LaserDisc players left for us to discover. I think this is probably the last one.
Yeah,
Until next time.
Yeah, famous
No,
last words.
I don't know what else we would find or what else is out there.
We need that other industrial Muse player, the
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't say what it is. Don't say what it
There's
is.
an industrial C1 also.
Don't say what it is. It's not real. Is it real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. I've seen pictures.
Cool.
Snap.
The market is now gone.
No.
What this tells us, everyone buys C1s. You don't want these C2EXs. Just leave those alone.
I just want a working laser for a C2EX, and I'm happy.
Hashtag raffle.
Yeah, I know, right?
Plus,
Yeah,
you need a decoder, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'd be happy just having the player working at first. I can decode later. Yeah, as long as it's spinning.
For days. I got you on one.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it's not a rusted Miami laser. I don't want any more rusted Miami lasers.
Well, that's the funny thing about this C1 is they're not cheap, but there's apparently plenty of new old stock lasers out there that anyone can buy if you find one of these things.
Like you Google the laser for this one, it's a KHS 140, and there's hits all over the world, in China, in Russia, you name it. They all have their own like stock photos. It's like they made like 5 times more lasers for this player
than players.
Wow.
To be fair, it's a Sony, so they knew it was going to fail.
Yeah.
Oh, shot fired.
Just kidding.
But,
Oh, wow.
but
You're getting kicked off.
before everyone rushes out and buys them, we still don't really know how to do a proper laser swap because there's more to it than just taking it out and putting a new one in.
Yeah, there's a tilt adjuster on there, and I noticed that. Let me grab the laser again. don't know if you guys can see this. There's some writing right there. It says 76.0, and from what I can determine, that's the degree of inclination for the tilt adjuster right there.
Huh.
It's like a half moon shape. You
It's a mechanical tilt.
Yeah, exactly. You undo the set screw, and then you rotate this little dude right here until it's 76.0 degrees rotation. I don't know how the hell to figure that out yet. We've got some tools coming in the mail. Hopefully they'll give some precision readings on what the actual correct value is. Based on the one laser that's in there, I should be able to look at, you know, what number is written on that, what the inclometer actually reads it as, and then figure out kind of what the other one's supposed to be. So that might be part of the
cool stuff.
These other lasers that Peter mentioned work, and it might be the tilts just like totally jacked up on it. But that's
So
for today.
We're picturing some guy in a Sony factory back in the day messing with tilt, getting like 3 or 4 players done in a day because he's hand adjusting the tilt.
Yeah, the manual shows you to do it. It's so fucked up. It's like put in this 8-inch laser disc and then like go in there with a screwdriver.
Yeah, literally.
Like, see, this is like spinning on it, right? It's like go in with a screwdriver right here to this little dude and like adjust.
Just kind of fuck with it.
And by the way,
Crazy all the guts that are still involved with these older players compared to what's like out now. It's like night and day, you know.
Well, everything's
For
a sealed unit these days, and back in the day, it was its own like subsystem, you know.
People don't understand. They see these things get posted. When I post them or Bill posts them, and they think they're just going to go buy them, and boom, it's going to start working. And it's never that simple.
Yeah, change the belt and clean the eye.
Yeah, it's never
Clean
that
the
simple.
eye.
I mean, if you want to do that, go buy 704s.
Oh, the air is here.
We're getting bombed by the air. Hey,
Does he need help falling asleep?
All right. Go on,
everyone buddy up to the air because he's going to be selling you discs in a few years.
We're good friends with your daddy. Remember us.
He likes hot dogs.
I can't say that I changed his diaper, but his diaper was changed at my house.
Man.
You're basically his uncle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
No need to
My
apologize.
sign.
I think we got one more topic left, right?
I think it's Vinny's time.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Side now. All right.
Bye, Felicia.
Let's see if I'm going to share a screen. Let's see if we can pull this off.
All right.
Okay. Hold up. Okay.
I see it.
We see it.
You see a
That's
white
a
screen,
PowerPoint.
right?
Yep.
White
Cool.
screen.
All right. I don't know what made me think of this. I guess because there's a pandemic and I'm bored. I think it's time for a LaserDisc Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Is this an online-only Hall of Fame?
This is on this PowerPoint only. Doesn't go
Excellent.
anywhere else.
Yes.
Are you inducting people or discs?
No, well, you'll see. And
Okay.
not to be confused with a museum. I'm not actually building a museum. Someday, maybe we can have a raffle and actually build the Hall of Fame.
Is it a
probably
Fantasia museum?
Illinois? What's that?
Fantasia Museum.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't on your music top 5, Chris.
The one in South
I
Carolina?
am too. It was an honorable mention. Honorable mention for sure. Like it almost made it.
All right, I'll go through this pretty quick because we've been here for 3 hours.
It's
So
just
what gets you in the Hall of Fame? We recognize the contributions of those who have had a significant impact or influence on the evolution, development, and perpetuation of the LaserDisc format. That's important.
Man,
And yes, I stole that right from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame website.
I like it.
So this
DPG.
guy, our first entry,
Yeah.
David Paul Gregg, he invented the optical disc,
OG.
sold the patent to Philips, and he's the reason we're here, right?
Indeed.
He was not on Happy Days, although he could have been in that photo. Our second inductee, the founder of Pioneer.
Matsumoto-san. Respect.
Look, maybe the Sony guys will make it someday, maybe Panasonic, but for the first class, you got to go with Pioneer.
Nice. Respect.
Yep. Where's Maxene's jackets? Put your jackets on.
Yes.
Next entrant.
Nice.
Good old Bob Stein, the founder of the Criterion Collection. Omar's good friend, right?
Hi, bro.
Ooh.
Didn't Omar
What
spend the
about
day
the-
with him?
What about the founder of the Broterian collection?
He's got
right
a
here.
great haircut. I know that.
Next class. Was that 3? That's our
Yep.
3?
Yeah,
we're
3.
We're getting into color photos now.
Ooh.
So
Ken.
I felt like the retail world needed a representative, and I guess there's probably no bigger name on the retail side than Ken Crane.
Man, you're shitting on Ron Dassa.
And Laserland.
There were a bunch of Laserlands, but Crane's was the biggest, obviously, the huge mail order catalog. He was a junior. The dad, I think, had like electronic stores, but he spun off and made his own Laserdisc empire.
Yeah,
Good
about
thing he
plenty of
didn't go
stuff.
into like VHS or DVD though.
Right. By the way, I have no idea if this is Ken Crane. It's the only. It just could be a guy standing in
It's
front
just a
of
dude. I use that picture all the time too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the. That's also the first minivan.
Right. Next up is Roger Ebert, who did a lot for Laserdisc. Right. We talk about it all the time on at the movies.
Had a big collection.
An important figure.
LDW1 owner.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nice. I think we're getting into now a few filmmakers that I think are important. Lucas, whether you like him or not,
that guy.
Really it's the reason most people are even still talking about them or buying them to have their unaltered version of Star Wars.
Never heard of her.
The Gout. Yep.
I'm not buying it from Japan though.
Yeah.
One more filmmaker. I had thought about Danny DeVito because he was a big fan and a proponent.
Yes.
But I went with Cameron.
Full immersion.
I think Cameron. Yeah, I mean he
created the special
took the time
edition.
to write.
Yeah.
Took the time to write that letter.
No,
he hand typed all those letters that go into Terminator 2 and
made pan and scan
Dude,
cool.
the king
pan
of
and scan of
sequels.
this.
Yeah, he started doing the the director's cuts and making that a famous thing.
Exactly. Doug Pratt. This is a guy I had the chance to meet a lot because we were his hometown store out on Long Island at Laserland. So he started the Laserdisc newsletter. There were other places to read, obviously, Laserdisc reviews, but this was like a real sort of fanzine. I mean, even just the way it was printed and looked, and true passion for the format. And a lot of people might have that big Bible of the compendium of Laserdisc newsletter reviews, which were really cool.
Yeah, that
he kept
shows
doing
on
it for
eBay.
a while with DVDs. Yeah. He kept doing it with DVDs for a while, and then got a column in Rolling Stone. I don't know what happened to him actually, but and I'm not sure if he's still writing reviews for anything. But it was pretty cool while it lasted.
Nice.
Julian. Sorry, Ryan. Even though you can't see the site, I think Julian's pretty important.
You're banned.
I'll just get on my phone real quick and turn off the Wi-Fi. We're good.
Yeah.
He can't track
you just
me.
email him?
That'd be work.
Yeah. You guys have probably had some interactions with him. I bought one disc from him and would send some covers here and there, but it's clearly a labor of love putting this thing out there. So it's an indispensable resource. So that's why he gets in first ballot Hall of Famer.
Donate.
It's been up
We're gonna
forever.
Overpriced discs.
I think I've only got 2 more entrants in our first 10. And I think now you'll start to see people you might know, like Dylan.
I know that guy.
Really, really brought us all together, right? Founded Laserdisc Forever 12 years ago, maybe almost 13 years ago. Right, 10,700 members, of which Ryan is the current number 1 in standings.
Woo!
Go number 1.
Number 1.
Based on the last 28. Based on the last 28 days of activity, that's 34 posts with 283 comments. If you want to put that on your refrigerator for the family.
I got to stop working from home, guys. I'm sorry.
Is
Going back
Ryan
to
the
work on Monday.
Is Ryan the first number 1 to never burn out?
He's holding steady. Seth is at 2. He's not here. Peter, you're at 3.
No, I'm
We're
not.
not
Come
into the
on.
badge of honor. You're still 3.
Yep.
Seriously?
4 is
You and Tyler had some real
hard
heart-to-hearts this past couple of weeks.
True.
So interestingly, Sam is 5th with only 3 posts.
I never post.
220 comments. So he's there.
I'm just tech support.
Yeah. And speaking of Sam, he is our last first ballot.
Oh, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Because really,
Cheers.
he brought a lot of people to the LaserDisc
Oh,
world.
shucks.
Including
and,
myself.
Yeah, so
Respect.
maybe I'll
Sam
probably
Hatch
post
magic
this up
setup.
on. Yeah, I'll probably
Wow.
post this on LDF, and maybe we'll have a fan ballot like the Hall of Fame does, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does, and get an 11th man in there or woman for the first ballot.
If you give me a plaque, I will proudly display that in all my videos. So you heard it
Yeah,
here
that's
first.
the next thing. We got to figure out what the actual plaque looks like in the trophy.
Or just a printout piece of paper. Something
How about-
classy.
Working
You'll just
Sony
put their
Muse
name-
player.
Put their name on a rotted copy of
Yeah.
Eraser.
Yeah, a working Sony Muse player. I'll
Working
settle for
Sony
that.
Muse player.
A clock.
I'm not worthy.
Well, there
Thank
was
you,
something
sir.
recently. You're welcome. Someone posted recently some sort of weird LaserDisc thing, right? It was like a little plastic
The
something
acrylic.
they had made. The acrylic one, yeah, that could be.
and chill one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Laser
that could
disc
be,
and chill.
Could be our trophy.
All right.
Well, there you go. There's my
Wow.
inaugural Hall of
Very
Fame.
cool.
Well
Very
done.
cool.
Sweet. Cheers to all the other Hall of Famers.
Absolutely.
Does he get a green jacket?
So I threw on safe to see if it's a rotter, and so far so good, man. We look good.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah,
Good
man.
deal.
I'm going to watch
91?
mine.
I knew you.
Awesome.
CLD 91?
On the R7G.
R7G, got
All
it.
right.
Good one.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Bill and Peter,
You know,
for that,
dude.
that hookup. Yeah, man.
Player.
Good stuff. It looks great. For sure.
Right.
Excellent. Well, we're about ready to wrap up. We're probably going to go over what we're going to watch, right?
Yeah, are we going to watch something? I'm going to watch Safe
You're going to watch Safe? Nice.
and Phantoms.
Nice.
I think I'm going to go. What?
This is
Back-
what I'm gonna watch.
Gardening at home.
Gardening.
Gardening at home, nice.
I'm still at home, planning on gardening.
You're prepared. I think Bill's going to watch Video Essentials. I know.
Yeah. I'm
Is
Yeah, I
it,
might be doing
is that
American
vinyl?
Werewolf tonight.
Dude, nice.
Yeah, that one just came in, and then Trevor was going on about it. So I don't know. I'm feeling kind of inspired.
Actually, yeah, I might actually do more Cowboy Bebop before I do Safe. So I lied.
nice. I think I'm going to watch Necropolis and then see where the night takes me. I
Good.
did pull a sweet making of disc while we were all talking about making of discs, and it's a Canon Films one. It's got Life Force,
Oh.
so I might have to
Wow.
watch
That's
part of it.
legit.
Yeah, so this one I never see, and it's just so ridiculous. Like, well, how did they make this trashy Life Force movie? Well, there's a LaserDisc that'll show you, so I think that's up after.
I've got probably an hour and a half left of watching this awesome guy on YouTube named Andy put in his speakers. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to watch some movies.
Jedi
we love
Blaster
Andy.
lightsaber, my buddy. Those
I
speakers
think
are
I'm going to
insane.
throw on this flasky.
I don't know if you can
Classy,
see it, but the
disco
JBLs are going to go right there.
Ooh, that's a nice disco vision.
Classy disc right there.
Yeah, it's for adults only.
It's hot.
Ooh.
It is after hours now.
Cuozo has 10 of those.
Yeah, he does.
Hopefully the old lady's still awake.
This one, when I chose that Angels Die Hard movie, it was between Savage Streets and that.
Sweet.
Savage Streets, I thought that's going to be pretty good. This I have no idea about, so I think I'm going to go with Savage Streets.
Good.
Kind of
So-
make up for that.
Need to
other one.
watch Sisters. Watch Sisters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
And
watch
Sisters.
Sisters.
By the time the next one, Sisters.
When there's a movie that I can agree with Chris on, then you know it's got to be good.
So Sisters.
It's where the brows meet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
It
That's
does.
yeah, that's a
Good
meter. We gotta come up
middle-brow
with a
territory.
middle brow. There you go. Unibrow. I think I'm gonna watch. I've been meaning to watch this forever. This is One-Eyed Jacks, which is a Western that Marlon Brando directed.
Oh wow.
I was listening to a podcast recently about something else, and they mentioned this, and it reminded me that I have to check it out. Paramount.
I have that.
Yes,
Let me know how it is.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wicked.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think we conquered.
Cool, man.
Yeah, so we're limited edition still, so we'll probably do this maybe once more, and then we'll go from there.
We'll see. What's in the what we
glad to
can
be
do
a
the next
part.
time. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for the newbies.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone, for
Yeah,
joining
man.
us.
Yeah, I regret missing
Thank
the
you.
first
Thank
one.
you
I'm
for
glad
having
I
us.
showed up for this one.
Absolutely. We'll try and fill the screen next time.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do.
Seth has the Rona.
Yeah, Seth's got the Rona. Florida man's at another restaurant. I don't know what he's doing.
He's at Fuddruckers. We've established this. It's a red state. So, awesome. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll head out of here and watch something instead of talking to each other. We'll
Cheers.
probably keep doing that.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Bye,
everyone.
Bye.